say they responded to 113 serious and fatal motor vehicle collisions involving impairment by alcohol or drugs. That's the highest number in 10 years. And RCMP say it's been a steady upward trend since 2016. In total last year, Mounties laid 1,650 criminal code charges for impaired driving and suspended 2,270 licenses. More than $1.6 million is being invested in 67 traffic safety projects across Saskatchewan through the Provincial Traffic Safety Fund. The funding will help 66 communities improve road safety with projects such as speed signs, pedestrian crossings, and other upgrades. Grants range from just over $1,000 to $100,000 and are supported by revenue from photo speed enforcement. Officials say the program has funded more than 1,000 projects since 2019. Applications for the next round are due by September 30th. With the potential WestJet flight attendant strike looming, many airline travelers are worried for what this means for them. If a strike does happen, it could take effect as early as Sunday morning. James Bogus, CEO of Regina Airport, says this will impact the entire nation.
If this happens, it'll be very impactful to flights across Canada. And at a localized level, what this means is all of the jets that operate from Regina will cease to operate after that time.
He says it's still an if, not a when, on the potential strike. The YWCA Regina will take over an affordable housing project set to open this fall. Regina City Council has unanimously approved a sale agreement to transfer ownership of the Orange Buffalo Lodge at 2710 5th Avenue. The 30-unit project began in 2023 but stalled when funding ran out in late 2024. The city later invested $3 million to complete it and chose YWCA Regina to operate the building. The site will open September 1st. That's 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sastoday.ca and 620CKRM.com.
Precision Weather brought to you by Next Gen Coatings. Spray coatings for truck beds, liners, rock.
Looking at weather tonight, we're getting down partly cloudy sky, and we will go down to a low of 17. Looking ahead to tomorrow, 30 degrees, feels like 34 in the afternoon, and sunshine, maybe a slight shower somewhere in the area. Saturday, we're going up to a high of 34, which will feel like 38 under the sunshine. Sunday, high of 30, and looking ahead to Monday to start the week, we will have a high of 21 in the afternoon. Currently in downtown Regina, we have partly cloudy sky. It is 27, feels like 29.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Access Communications, trusted in rural Saskatchewan for internet, TV, and home security. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sportscage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Thursday, Sports Cage. How you doing? All right, let's get her going. I am still hopped up on suites from the exhibition we'll get to in a bit. It is for Access Communications, trusted in rural Saskatchewan for internet, TV, and home security. The next 3 hours goes like this. We are going to hear from some of the riders. Rider Varga, expected to play his first game as a rider. We're hoping to hear from him. Rob Vanstone in hour one, the rider historian, will join us. News on the Regina Pats and ticket prices. People in Regina are dancing in the streets, celebrating on what happened there today. We'll fill you in on that. Arash Madani in hour two. More from the riders. BC Lions color analyst Giulio is going to join us in hour two. Big game for the Lions tonight. We're still in July. and it's a big game for the Lions. Last Mountain Distillery, the fine folks from there stop by, give us a little tasting or sampling. Glen Suitor in hour 3, DeMarcus Fields from the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and more. That is the 3 hours. The Prairieland Rentals text line. Great job yesterday, all you regulars and the newbies on our Where Do You Land Wednesday. 936-6262. Text in anytime. Let us know what you're thinking. If you have some comments as we go along, it's brought to you by Prairieland Rentals, located at 600 Albert Street in Regina, where you get to deal with the owner, anything you need rental-wise, or if you're in the market to buy a Husqvarna product, they can get you hooked up and get you the warranty as well. And then all of our guests join us on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. Don't sleep on the lasagna, the burgers, the salads, the souvlaki, on and on and on with Western Pizza. Okay, we're getting close. We're getting close to game day on Saturday. I got to tell you, I am somewhat surprised how many people have messaged in saying, we're going to the game. We got listeners from all over the province, all over the world, actually, because we're streaming and we're on YouTube and yada, yada. But a lot of people from the north, from that Saskatoon and north, making the trek in. It's a long weekend to Edmonton, although, yes, there have been, like the Rochdale Rocket, Benny, and I think it was Sherry who messaged in yesterday saying they're from down here. They're going to the game. Coulson, you have an update on what kind of crowd they're thinking about having a come with? Because yesterday you did a good job researching. They have the $20 tickets as well, the co-op kind of zone in there. Where are we standing with tickets?
I'm just grabbing it here. So Matt Young, friend of the show. Yeah, made his post today, and here we go. Right now they're sitting at a capacity of 30,920. with 25,000 sold or distributed. I believe it was the Elks president said if they hit 27,000 by Friday, they will be opening the upper deck, which that brings us in another 25,000 seats. So I don't know. I don't think they'll be selling all of those. Can you,
and I know people are on the radio can't see it because if you're not watching on YouTube in the stream. Okay, so there's the stadium there. So if I'm reading this correctly, the lower bowl, which is, I think it's been a few years that they've just gone lower bowl in Edmonton.
Yeah, it's been a few years since they had the upper bowl open.
30,000, so basically 31,000 people they can fit in the lower bowl.
Yep.
I've been there. It's a monster of a stadium. That is impressive. They get 31 bodies in the lower bowl. So you look there, and if you're on the radio, I'll kind of explain the corners. There's room in the corners, not as much as you would think. But Cole said, I think it's safe to say from kind of the goal line to goal line, it looks like it should be pretty full.
Yeah, it looks pretty sold out, goal line to goal line. So that'll be good. That'll be really good to see. Fans showing back up in Edmonton. I am curious if we will reach the upper bowl threshold. That'd be really fun.
I wonder. I don't know if I want the lower bowl just absolutely jam packed, shoulder to shoulder, back sweat to back sweat, or if I want a spattering of people up in the upper deck. And they got those green and yellow seats there, which was when they were constructing that. It was smart because when it's empty, like it looks empty, but it's like, is that a guy in an Elk shirt or is that a seat? I don't know.
You don't know.
And we will see a lot of Rider green, the other kind of green.
Yeah.
There tomorrow. Ticket prices are good. I think it was, we heard about 1,700 seats a day is what was going through the doors. What's that?
That's nuts. It's a lot of cash.
It's been a while, staying style, since Edmonton has moved that many tickets. And not being the Oilers.
Yeah, in the Stanley Cup final.
Okay, the Riders came out just moments ago with their injury report and game status for the game. All right, here we go. Darius Bell is out. DeJounte is available. Samuel Emilus, questionable for the Riders. So he's officially questionable. Could go either way. Zach Fry is out. Nelson Lacombo is out. Aubrey Miller Jr. available. Roland Milligan Jr. is out. AJ Ouellette, we know, is out week to week. And Ryder Varga is available. I think from all accounts and from what Dave Thomas has told us, Ryder Varga will be playing his first game as a Saskatchewan Roughrider. So we are going to hear from Varga, I think, here momentarily. Colson, let me know when that audio comes down. I got it. We have to talk today, too, about the exhibition. Okay? I went last night. Performance, Billy Dean and Colin Ray put on an if you're in 90s country, they sounded good. They have the technology, but they don't have like the technology. Like when Def Leppard played at Country Thunder, whatever they got going on with technology, they sounded so good. And you know they don't sound like that. But Colin Ray, I think you could put him with a karaoke machine and he would still sound good. The fellas killed it on the main stage. We took it all in. Took in the food. Ate too greasy, for sure. Too greasy. First thing I hit, it's like I have never seen it before, but I was so hungry, kind of starved myself all day, was a poutine. Homemade cut fries with that was a bad out of the gate decision by me. You know what the other thing I thought too? See, you weren't alive, but some of our listeners were. You go back to when you used to go to the X. I used to go to the Saskatoon X with my parents all the time. That's going on right now too. It's kind of weird that both cities have it going on. There was no poutine in the 80s and 90s in Western Canada. I don't remember. Seriously, it's cheese and gravy on French fries. There was fries and gravy. We didn't really get the whole cheese part of it, which is poutine, which is French, until early 2000s. So I'm sitting there outside the poutine vendor that I bought it from, eating it, looking like an absolute pig. And I'm like, this was never around in the old days. The kids didn't want to have anything to do with us. They were riding the ride. Do you know the Gravitron? Have you ever been on the Gravitron?
I don't think I have. Which one is that?
It spins around, sucks you to the wall inside.
Yeah, no, I have not gone on that one.
Get beside a stinky person. It's like 3 minutes of hell. The Gravitron is now called Alien Abduction.
Okay.
I missed the alien part on the side. I was just saying to my wife, I'm like, what a weird name for a ride. Abduction. That is a weird name. And she's like, read the alien part above. And I'm like, well, that's really small. And I'm like, wow, they're going with weird names of rides now. Abduction. I'm not going to send my kid. I bought one of those fresh squeezed lemonades.
Oh yeah.
The guy that has to sit there, and I'm sure they switch off, but the guy that's got to cut fries all day and the guy that's got to squeeze lemonades in that heat, not a great job. But I commend the youngster that was out on definitely a date, probably high school-ish.
Yep.
And he's taking his lady for a twirl through the X on a date. It was, I think, $9 for a lemonade. $3 for a refill. So you brought back the cup.
Yeah.
Right? $3. Get yourself another lemonade. Swear. He's beside us ordering first. He goes, I'll get one refill. The lady's like, what? You got to buy it first. Then you come back, and then you can get the refill. And I was like, good try, bud. Good. Although he's on a date, and the girl he's right beside him, and I'm like, kind of comes across like a bit of a pidge. But I was like, Yeah, I took some other notes.
You gotta try it.
I took some other notes from the X that we can get to in a bit. All in all,
that reminds me. Was it Eric Francis who said there was the couple reporters who had said, "Can we split the all you can eat?" Is that Eric Francis's story? That's what that reminds me of.
I don't know. Yeah, Brendan on the Prairie Land Rentals text line. Growing up in Regina, I had to marry someone from Saskatoon to learn what a spud nut was. Now, all the people listening from Saskatoon that have been to the X, or you've been to the Saskatoon X, you know what a spud nut is. Do you know what a spud nut is, Colson?
No idea.
They don't have them this year.
Oh.
My mouth's watering thinking about a spud nut. It has nothing to do with nuts.
Okay.
It is like it's a pastry. It's a donut-ish kind of, looks like one of those big dough pretzels.
Yeah.
But it's made from dough, like a real sweet, and then it's got like this caramel. Not too much, just a little bit on it.
All right.
And they're fresh, and they're unbelievable. They got rid of them this year. Okay, here. Then someone just opened up a spud nut shop or a little truck and travel around. It wasn't very hard. Someone could get the recipe.
So it's basically a donut with some caramel on that was like kind of twisted up like a pretzel.
Yeah, but don't kid yourself. Like not a donut like you would get a donut anywhere else. There was something else going on in that batter.
Sure, yeah.
And the oil, my dad would always say, the oil is key. Anything you're deep frying, right? You go to a place and your chicken balls taste like fish. They're not changing their oil enough. Or their donuts, they make donuts and it tastes like fish. They're not changing their oil enough. The things I learned as a kid. Sorry, yeah, we'll talk some more. X stuff down the road here. It was good though. Mm-hmm. All in all, it was good. Felt safe. All that stuff. It's the Sports Cage. We are standing by. We're hoping to have Rob Vanstone join us in a moment. Rider historian. We're going to talk some football. We're going to talk the game coming up on Saturday, and probably a little Regina Pats too with Robbie. We'll be right back after the break. We're streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
The Roughriders season is here, and the biggest 50-50 in Saskatchewan is back. Last year's 50-50 raised over $3.3 million for amateur football in Saskatchewan, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Rider Nation. This year, we have bigger loyalty and early bird prizes than ever before, not to mention those life-changing 50-50 jackpots. See all of the prizes and buy your tickets today at riders5050.ca, and never miss a chance to win when you sign up for the 50-50 Club.
Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC.
Lottery license LR260010.
Why juggle multiple providers when you can have one seamless experience? On the farm, acreage, or cottage, Access Communications has you covered with internet, TV, and security. One provider, one bill. One reliable rural home solution, backed by our great customer service. Get internet and Wi-Fi that hold up in tough weather, plus TV anywhere with Access Next TV. And security you can monitor from your phone. You can have it all with Access. Sign up today and save $20 per month when you combine services. Visit myaccess.ca.
The world is changing. From the misuse of AI and the rise of deepfakes to the dangerous spread of misinformation, it's getting harder for Canadians to separate fact from fiction. That's why having a trustworthy news source is vital. At Global News, we're committed to objective journalism that cuts through the noise. Stick to the facts. Global News, Canada's trusted news.
House, cabin, office, home gym. If it has a floor, Flooring Superstore probably has something for it. Need carpet, laminate, hardwood, outdoor synthetic grass, rubber flooring for your gym? Yeah, they pretty much have it all. And if you're a do-it-yourselfer working on a small project, check out their cash and carry department for deeply discounted prices. So whether you're renovating a boardroom or covering that mystery floor in the basement, think Super. Flooring Superstore. Quality floor. Over 20 years serving Regina and area. FlooringSuperstoreRegina.ca.
Back to Sports Cage. Text 306-936-6262. 620 CKRM.
Let's go back out on the Western Pizza guest hotline. Perfect pizza, generous amount of toppings, all the Greek favorites you love. Pick it up tonight. Rob Vanstone, rider historian, is joining us. Rob, have you ever had a spud nut? Did you ever go to the Saskatoon X and have a spud nut?
No, I can't say that I have. I haven't done a lot of adventurous eating in my life aside from eating my own cooking when I was a bachelor. I survived that, so I presume anything is survivable, but no spud nuts. I should have taken the advice and ordered a refill for $3. I didn't even know there were $3 refills, so I'm gonna have to go back and get one. These things are great.
It's not from that one. There's a lot of lemonade stands. It's a plastic cup. But if you do make it to Saskatoon X ever in your life, the spud nuts are gone this year. But the Doukhobor bread is still around. It comes out of the oven. The Doukhobor bread is top notch. But it's got to be tough working there when the X. I guess your lunch and supper plans are both handled.
I had the sautéed shrimp for lunch. There's a food truck not too far from the entrance, and supplemented that with a corn dog, ingested not too long before we went on the air.
For sure.
I also got my second lemonade of the day, and I'm going to an event tonight, a book launch. Dale Richter, a local historian, rider fan, has done a book on the Regina Rugby Club's ties to the First World War and the number of players who served and in some cases lost their lives in the First World War. So I'm here until about 6:30 when I leave to the book launch. So that means a midway supper as well. So so we'll see what selections are choice.
I saw you hit 100 kilometers on the bike the other day. So after
lifetime.
After this week of X food, how many kilometers will you have to bike next week?
I think the word is Pittsburgh. It might be Argentina. I'm going to have to go a ways. I got a plan for tomorrow to see how far I can push it. I don't think it'll be 100K. I'll probably just ride it to the midway and then neutralize any good that's been done by riding to the midway. So got to take advantage of the free admission, right? So
yeah,
this card works wonders this week. So
exactly. Last Thursday's game, I felt instant classic. I don't know if we're going to go 10 years, 20 years. Where does that one rank as a classic regular season game?
Oh, it's certainly top 5, top 10 material. I mean, that had so much, nearly 1,000 yards passing, and there were 9 different times in the game where a team assumed the lead, as teams exchanged the lead. 8 touchdown passes, 4 each by Trevor Harris and Cody Fajardo. Just so much drama. Perfect night, lively crowd. That had a ton. It's tough to rank them. When you're this old, you've seen so many of them, and I'm glad to say I've seen a lot of classic games. That one, especially when you consider it's 2 teams going for, at least at this juncture of the season, first place in the West, that added to it as well. And I'll always love a game that was played on the afternoon of the Joe Carter home run, October 23rd, 1993. Calgary came here. They had Doug Flutie. Riders had Ken Austin. Between them, they passed for 1,093 yards, still a league record for combined passing yardage. And I kind of got the same feel watching Flutie watching Cody and Trevor this last week as I did watching Ken Austin and Doug Flutie in 1993. I just didn't happen to be 23 this past Thursday, 29 this past Thursday, unfortunately. So it was funny. That was such a great game, and then it was so forgotten because Joe Carter homered later that night. And what an amazing football game that was. Two masters at their best.
That's interesting that it was on the same day as the Joe Carter, because I saw on your Twitter or X that game 1993, 1,093 yards. Then second is 971 from 1991. Then 947 from also 1993. Then a 1990 game. And then a 2026 game. So really, it's been a long time, right? Like the 90s was hot to get a lot of passing yards, and then it's like, 2026. That's a long time ago.
It's tough to break into the early 90s because that was absolutely crazy. The 91 season, the Riders, I think they had 4 games where they scored more than 40 points and didn't win. Like, there was a 50 to 47 game. It was just 49-41. It was CFL offense. I mean, offenses are pretty prolific right now, but the early 90s, if you were a defensive coordinator and you held a team to 30, it's just like, good job. In 1991, the Riders set team records for points scored and for points allowed. So that was a wild year. It was so much fun to watch. And that's the kind of vibe I got watching that game last Thursday.
Where's what KSB, Kean Schaefer Baker is doing ranks? Like every week it seems this guy's piling up the yards, and I know we're 6 games in, but is he getting into uncharted waters? Yeah,
he's on pace for almost 2,000 receiving yards. Wow. And the team record of 1,715 was set by my favorite athlete ever, Joey Walters, in 1981. And so that record has been rarely challenged for most of a half century. And Keyshawn Johnson can also take a run at that one. I think he's on pace for 1,700 and change. So Joey did it in 16 games. Teams now play 18. But Kean is on pace to break that in the 16th game. It's amazing what we're seeing. And, I'm so glad for Kean because he's had injury issues, and this is the kind of season that I think everybody knew he could have if he was just in the lineup week to week. And that's what Trevor Harris says the key is, just availability. And that one-handed catch you just showed for all the viewers out there. It was so casual, too. It's like, okay, it was like catching a pop fly.
You see that at practice, though. I'm not at practice all that much, but the ones I've been to, it seems it's either him or Keyshawn or Emilus. They're doing some crazy one-handed catch on the sideline, and as soon as I saw that in the game, I'm like, it looks like those guys are in practice. Were you as surprised, although I hit it on the sprinkle, of both running backs going under there? It wasn't obviously AJ gets hurt, but especially Rankin under 40 yards in the game.
Not completely, because BC had done it twice. So there was a bit of July. So there was a bit of a blueprint on how to do it. And the Roughriders are well established as a very good team against the run. I think what a lot of people would have said is that, okay, if you can hold to Justin Rankin to X or under X, there's a pretty good chance of you winning the football game. And there was a pretty good chance of the Roughriders winning the football game. It took a lot for that not to happen. But I think what a lot of people were talking about is the key to the game was accomplished by the Roughriders defense, but it still didn't tilt the outcome.
I don't know if you want to touch this, and if not, you can say what's the word? Abstain.
If it's a lemonade refill, I'm definitely in.
Where does that offensive pass interference call rank on maybe bad calls in your books?
Well, my emotions at the time in the press box, as much as I tried to restrain myself, I think especially at that juncture of the game, it was a pretty marginal call. I mean, there was contact there, and I suppose if you're going by the absolute letter of it, you could say that. But I look at that and I don't think he gained a lot of separation or any separation from that. It wasn't exactly hand fighting, but it wasn't so flagrant at that juncture of a game that I think it necessitated a call. I wouldn't be surprised if when the league's going through that with the officials, if they put a check mark on it, because if you look at the absolute letter of it, okay, there was something, but I think there's a certain point at which context has to be taken into consideration, and we know how that turned out.
I think most would agree. All right, looking ahead to this weekend, we got Ryder Varga making his Rider debut. I know you were there today asking questions. Here is one of the clips asked to Varga. What does it mean to get back into a game?
I mean, it means everything. I mean, I haven't played since September last year. It feels like forever ago that I got hurt, and to do it for the hometown team is like really exciting.
Yeah, I think we talked about it last week, possibly even the week before. I'm like, hey, so are you watching it closely, Rob? Like, how close is this guy to getting in? Probably could have played last week, if not the week before. But now we get to see him. Where does he help out in your mind?
Well, special teams, obviously. I think he's also demonstrated his ability as a linebacker during his time in the CFL, so there'll be some flexibility there as well. You had to wait a while on that one, but I think his track record is pretty well established as far as what he can do in the Canadian Football League. And now for the first time ever, very soon, not exactly sure when, but very soon, the Roughriders will have a player named Ryder in the lineup. So, it's been more than 2,200 players have dressed for the Regina Rugby Club or the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and none of them have been named Ryder. We've had people with dogs named Ryder, but no player named Ryder. So that'll be a momentous occasion when it happens.
That you brought that up. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, I wonder if there's ever been a better a clip. You want to go to 4?
We had a Barney too. There was a Barney Bjarnason who tried out for the team one year.
Tried out.
So,
yeah, he didn't cut it. Fancy
sorry,
that.
Barney.
We got more from Varga on being a Regina guy. Were you named after the team?
I want to say yes for everybody, but it's really not. It was like, I think it'd be really cool if it was, but it unfortunately was not. Maybe I'll get my parents to go back and readjust the reason they named me Ryder. But you ever see like the moving truck that has it's like a moving company, Ryder? They don't love moving trucks, but like they saw the name on Ryder, and they're like, oh, that's cool. And my brother's named Hunter and Ryder. Thought it was a good mix.
Well, he said didn't name his brother Budget or Hertz. Penske.
But I got more Barney history for you, by the way.
Okay, let's go.
Along with Barney Bjarnason, Byron Barney, a defensive back, attended training camp in 1988 from Alcorn State. Willie Barney, a defensive lineman from Northern Iowa, attended training camp in 1997. So that's my Barney trivia for the day, and I hope you can repair the show from here. William Barney Bjarnason, a halfback from the North Shore Lions in Vancouver, born in Elfrost, Saskatchewan, tried out for the Riders in 1953.
Oh, wow.
5'11", 180.
Elfrost, Saskatchewan. Absolutely.
So that's our Barney trivia for the day.
They're thinking of possibly opening up. Are you going to the game, first off? And the crowd, you're not?
No.
Okay. They're thinking about opening up the upper deck in Commonwealth just for the league. Like, this is awesome. To have the Elks back because they need to get butts in the seats. But now them possibly being the best team in the league.
Oh, it's tremendous. There's so much in this home and home already. Part 1 was epic, as we've previously discussed, and for them to be playing against each other so quickly is perfect. And then you add the enlivening of the fan base. I'm sure there will be thousands of Rider fans there as well, and so it's nice to see that. I mean, you talk about great games over the years. My favorite will always be Ron Lancaster's last game as a player, October 29th, 1978. That was at Commonwealth Stadium, and the whole place was full. It was only a few months after the Commonwealth Games were held in that very facility.
Wow.
And so I remember growing up, and every seat was taken during the Edmonton Dynasty years. So it's nice to see them get back to that. It's been a long time coming, and it's good. It's good for everybody, like you said.
I'm really curious. I can't even imagine the pressure, although he might not say there isn't, that Alex Hale will be under on that first time he gets rolled out to kick a ball on Saturday.
I mean, it's a pressure position anyway. I mean, there's no other position in football, unless I'm really missing something, where points are at stake every time you step on the field, except for kickoffs. So I think that just comes with the territory. I go back to Brett Lothar last year and all the talk about that, and there were so many narratives out there that were absolutely false. And Brett had a tough start to the season, and people were acting like that was the way it had been for the longest time. And Brett had been on a stretch heading into last season where he made 34 out of 35, and the one miss was a 60-yarder into the wind. And so not even that didn't even buy any grace from some observers. So I just think that's the nature of the game, especially with the way the kicking position has evolved. There's people that I grew up watching that were, by the standards of the day, great kickers. Their percentages wouldn't even get them to training camp invite anymore. It's the standard is so high, and I think that will come around. There haven't been a lot of opportunities for him to kick longer field goals either. I think once he gets a chance to get into a groove, I think that will cease to be a topic of discussion.
What else do you have circled when you're watching and listening to this game on Saturday that you're interested to see?
Well, it's the 7th anniversary of the Cody Fajardo Corn Dog game. So, and the Roughriders happen to be playing Cody Fajardo again. So I think that is really cool. A lot of the statistical markers that you've cited, the nerd in me will be interested in that. I want to see how we talked about Justin Rankin. Can he be held in check 2 weeks in a row? How will Quali Connolly do in his third start for the Roughriders? And the defense has been a topic this week. Cody Fajardo just finished throwing for 510 yards. What can be done to turn that to a more of a unremarkable number? I know that's been an emphasis for the Roughriders this week. It is every week. It's not like they're trying to implement things that they aren't talking about all the time. But to what extent can the Edmonton offense be held in check? And what we're seeing this year is a Roughrider offense that is very consistent. And so when you score 34 points, you should be able to win the football game. And so the Roughriders can both Roughrider losses this year, they've scored 34 points. So can the defense make it feasible for the offense to have an average day, and then you win a football game?
What we heard from him yesterday, what have you seen from Derek Roberson so far?
I think there's a lot of excitement over what he can provide. South of the border, he's got some NFL credentials. He was, he's 30 years old, and in November, he was born right before the first Grey Cup was played in Regina. So I'm not sure about the timetable there, but I know he's a pretty appetizing or intriguing addition to the team. I don't know how long it takes to acclimatize a defensive lineman into the schemes, but I'm really curious to see what he can provide when that opportunity arises. I'm quite sure there'll be one at some point, because that's an impressive resume.
Rider historian Rob Vanstone is joining us here on the Sports Cage. We are on the home of the Riders, 620 CKRM, and streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
Why juggle multiple providers when you can have one seamless experience? On the farm, acreage, or cottage, Access Communications has you covered with internet, TV, and security. One provider, one bill. One reliable rural home solution, backed by our great customer service. Get internet and Wi-Fi that hold up in tough weather, plus TV anywhere with Access Next TV. And security you can monitor from your phone. You can have it all with Access. Sign up today and save $20 per month when you combine services. Visit myaccess.ca.
Out here in southern Saskatchewan, the sun shows up for work every day. Might as well make it earn its keep. That's where Keln Solar comes in. These folks travel all over the province helping people put solar on their homes, farms, and cabins. They're local guys, Sask-born, Sask-raised, and not going anywhere. Except, to your place. Now's the time to start planning for spring and summer 2026 bookings. Give Keln Solar a call and they'll come show you your best options. Keln Solar. They move the power so you don't have to. KelnSolar.com.
It's time to look ahead and plan on getting financially fit. If you're looking to open an RRSP or a TFSA, maximize an existing account, or update your investment mix, Cooperators can provide the personalized advice and service you need. Ready to start off your financial journey on the right foot? Contact your local advisor to build a plan that works for you. Cooperators, investing in your future together.
Text CKRM 306-936-6262. Powered by Prairie Land Rentals. From power tools to skid steers, they probably have what you need for your job. 600 Albert Street, where you deal with the owner. Welcome back to Sports Cage. Missed any part of the show? Check out the podcast powered by Freeze Tolman at 620ckrm.com and sportscage.com.
Okay, we're going to keep Rob Vanstone on with us on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline for a few more minutes. We're going to shift gears and talk some hockey. You've covered the team for a long time back in your role with the Leader Post, but you're still a season ticket holder. The news today from the Regina Pats and the ownership group, obviously the Brant Sports and Entertainment Group, that they are making a move on ticket prices. New family zone, silver equivalent from last year. Tickets at $12.50 per seat plus applicable taxes, a 58% reduction from last season's single game pricing. New weekday tickets starting at just $12.25 plus applicable taxes and fees, representing a 50% reduction from last year's pricing. Single game ticket prices reduced by 15% across all seating categories. As a season ticket holder, Rob, have you heard anything as far as prices on the season side? What kind of savings you're looking at there? Obviously, it's a great thing for Regina Pats fans today.
Well, it says no change to the base price. That's fine. I was very pleased with the base price last year. I think my price averaged out to $23 a game, which is absolutely fine. I did partake in the concessions with some enthusiasm. So the credit for $150 per season, that'll pay for my Diet Coke at every game. I'm kind of hoping they'll have lemonade and refills. So I'm really excited about. I will be renewing on August 4th, which is the first possible day it can be done. It's hard to believe training camp's less than a month away. I love going to Pats games. I've been going since my dad was the organist in 1971. So that's as much of a tradition as far as attending sports games or sporting events as going to Rider games has been for me. So I loved everything about what I saw in that announcement today. It's not very often I see. I mean, how many press releases have you and I have seen over the years, Barney? It's not very often you read one and go, "Oh, that's
a
amazing."
Reduction." So. Anything in life these days, a reduction. Oh, I can't believe that we've talked together now for I don't know how long, almost 2.5 years that I've been doing the show, and you've never revealed that your dad was the organist for the Pats?
Yeah, he was the organist when they won the Memorial Cup in '74. He wasn't at the game in the Memorial Cup final, of course, but yeah, Alan Vanstone was the organist for the Pats from '71 to '74. So I tell people that my dad played for the Regina Pats, and I just leave out the fact that he was the organist. So.
Okay. What?
I went to every game. I sat in the little organ booth in the little open door on a folding chair, and I still remember Dad having to use a handkerchief to clean off the little window in the organ booth because he was smoking so much there was a cloud.
Did you ever?
That is the 1970s. What is?
Is it called tickling the ivory, or that's just piano? Did you ever get into it?
No, I took piano lessons actually a few years ago, and then the pandemic hit. So my recital is on hold, but my dad was he was a jazz musician in town, and
that's why you like jazz.
That's why I like jazz. And the last weekend of his life, Alan Vanstone played with his jazz group at the Hotel Saskatchewan. Last weekend in May in 1982, he died of a heart attack June 1st of that year. So he was able to do what he loved to do right till the end. And that I've inherited a lot from my dad, including the bags under my eyes. Like if you knew Alan Vanstone, look at these things. Like that's heredity at work.
Did he have a go-to? Did he? Is there one that you remember? Like Slapshot, right? Never play Lady of Spain again. But did your dad have a go-to?
He got a letter once from the Regina Pats management group saying he should no longer play Three Blind Mice when the officials miss a call. So I was pretty proud of that one. He used to play Barber of Seville, which was really good. He had some little, in the silent movies, the slapstick thing, when there were fights going on, he would play kind of slapstick music. I would love to have a recording of my dad playing the organ at Pats games.
I think I remember Blades games and the organ, and just every time I don't even know what the song's called, but it's that like have
Lady of Spain.
Nagila, have
Oh, yeah.
I think like that is good. Did he have? Was it just one, or did he have the 2 or 3 banks of keys?
I think it was 2 banks of keys and 4 packs of cigarettes. So
just sat and ripped darts.
He sat there and smoked. And Dad didn't know anything about sports at all. He'd had major spinal surgery in 1971. It was like 50-50 that Dad was going to get out of the surgery. But for a couple of years, he was an architect. He couldn't work. He couldn't do much. And then when he starts recovering, Mom had to sell Dad's piano to raise money so he could afford the mortgage and an extravagant son. So Dad was picking up any gig he could. So here's this guy who was writing musical scores for the Regina Symphony and just the musical genius, getting $25 a game to play the organ at Regina Pats games. And so, Dad wrote musical scores, and my version of scores is 4-2, 6-3. In overtime, 4-3.
$25 a game. How much was a pack of darts back then?
They used to have cigarette machines back then. My grandfather came over from England in 1973, and I remember sitting on the kitchen table helping him roll his cigarettes. So it's been, things have changed a little bit.
Oh, I love it. This is okay. So back to what's going to happen.
That's what you call a tangent.
with the Pats this year, $12.50 per seat. It just makes sense. I'm excited to see. And it's probably going to be a work in progress, what the Brandt Sports and Entertainment Group does inside the facility.
Well, we saw that when the initial, Queen City Sports and Entertainment, purchased the team. And the scoreboard that we see now, that was installed early in the ownership group when there were 5 individuals, Sean Semple being one of them, eventually purchased full control. So we've seen the impact that the ownership can have. I think now that it's, Sean Semple's group is in charge and they have the building, I'm really intrigued to see where this goes beyond the announcement today. And there were things in the announcement that certainly offered some hints as to what's coming. But and you add the first full season of Maddox Schultz and Liam Pugh. And this is, I don't really welcome the snow, but hey, it'll be a little easier to take the winter this year.
And you know what? Maybe they'll go. One of the things that we're announcing, we're bringing back a live organist.
Oh, I went to Montreal. I went to Montreal in March of 2025, and it was a business trip actually, and I was just trying to document how the Montreal Canadiens celebrate their history, and so they gave me a tour of the whole Canadiens operations, and then I went to the game, and I got to the game really early. The organ absolutely left me speechless. I'm sitting there in the press box taking video of me listening to the organ. It was vibrating the desk in the press box just to hear a live organ, and this thing was just a monster.
That's so cool.
That was the highlight of the night, actually. When you're an organist, son, you really don't have big dreams sometimes.
you got your lungs are okay from secondhand smoke, maybe possibly too.
My mom and dad used to have this old car known as a Belvedere. I think it was called, or was that the brand of cigarettes? Anyway,
that's a good vodka. I know that.
I remember them driving around. They were both smoking, and the windows are closed, and you just kind of assumed that you were going to grow up and smoke, right? There were cigarette ads on TV, and Dad always had 15 cigarette burns in his white shirt, but everybody smoked back then. Athletes smoked, the dog smoked, everybody smoked.
Chili Willie on the text line says he remembers your dad. He kind of remembers north end of the rink. His dad was amazing with his riff on the keys. So yeah, there we go. We're going back. You know what? I think the Pats bring back a live organist. They pay him, I don't know, inflation now. Maybe give him $100 a game, but let him have a bucket outside, kind of like on Broadway in Nashville or anywhere. And if people like it, they can tip all day, and then he gets to take all that home.
Dad would have used the bucket for an ashtray. Sorry.
And there have been $1 bills, $2 bills, going back to the. Rob, this has been fun.
I've destroyed your program. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, people are texting in like crazy. They love. Who doesn't love organist talk?
Oh, I love organist talk.
We're going back. We got X talk. You gave us a bunch of Barneys that rider history. We talked about the game. We covered a lot. I think we did good.
Well, for next week, I'll make sure you have a copy of a photo of me and my dad. Sitting on my dad's lap at the organ.
Yes.
And so.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Have a
you can see the bags under both of our eyes. Mine formed early. So.
and he's just lighting one up.
Rob bags.
You're a beauty. Okay, let's chat next week. Have a good weekend,
Thanks,
Rob.
Barney. Yeah, you too. Take care. Thanks, Paul. Take care.
Rider historian Rob Vanstone. Never a dull moment with him. I was in the media room today too, and just man, the guy's memory is unbelievable. Let's get back into some of the rider talk and read some of your text messages when we come back. It is the Sports Cage on 620 CKRM.
Winter in Saskatchewan tests everything, our patience, vehicles, and sometimes our bumpers. From icy parking lot dings to serious highway mishaps, choosing local matters. At Regina Motor Products Collision Center, we're Saskatchewan owned, run, and we drive these roads too. An SGI accredited full-service collision center working on all makes and models. Submit your SGI claim and book your appraisal. It's easy. When you need repairs you can trust, it's neighbors helping neighbors. Regina Motor Products Collision Center, south at Highways 1 and 6 Albert Street, rmpchevrolet.com.
Why juggle multiple providers when you can have one seamless experience? On the farm, acreage, or cottage, Access Communications has you covered with internet, TV, and security. One provider, one bill. One reliable rural home solution. Backed by our great customer service. Get internet and Wi-Fi that hold up in tough weather. Plus TV anywhere with Access Next TV. And security you can monitor from your phone. You can have it all with Access. Sign up today and save $20 per month when you combine services. Visit myaccess.ca.
The Roughriders season is here and the biggest 50-50 in Saskatchewan is back. Last year's 50-50 raised over $3.3 million for amateur football in Saskatchewan, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Rider Nation. This year, we have bigger loyalty and early bird prizes than ever before, not to mention those life-changing 50-50 jackpots. See all of the prizes and buy your tickets today at riders5050.ca and never miss a chance to win when you sign up for the 50-50 Club.
Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC.
Lottery license LR260010.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Reliance Heath Water Heater Rentals. Rent a water heater and water softener starting at about $1.20 a day and get $400 when you switch to Reliance Heath.
Okay, Rider injury report, game status for Saturday. We got Darius Bell is out. Dylan DeJounte is available. Sam Emelis is questionable. Zach Fry, we knew that. He's out. Nelson Lacombo's out. Aubrey Miller Jr. is available. Roland Milligan Jr. is out. AJ Olette is out, and Ryder Varga is available. Sounds like Ryder Varga is going to play his first game as a Saskatchewan Roughrider, the local boy, on what it is like to put on a Ryder jersey.
Yeah, it's like surreal. Like, you know, you always like think about it as a kid. Like, I remember being at Old Mosaic, like watching games and stuff, and now just to like do it. Like, you've always been here. Like, I've played here as on the enemy team, and just being like, well, these guys are really loud. Like, you know, but it's really nice to have them on my side this time.
Week 9 of the CFL starts tonight. BC Lions at the Winnipeg Blue Bombers at 6:30. The Lions going with quarterback Caden Salter as the starter. We're going to find out more in hour 2 about that. Western Canadian Baseball League tonight. Medicine Hat is in Moose Jaw. Tilted 2 of the best there. Swift Current is in Weyburn. Sportscage.com poll. Should the Toronto Blue Jays be buyers or sellers at the Major League Baseball trade deadline? Vote at sportscage.com. It's for Reliance Heath. Rent a water heater and softener together for just $1.20 a day. Get $400 cash back when you switch to Reliance Heath. And then the other big news today, not on the ticker, but this is Regina Pats gonna get some people in the stands. $12.50 a seat, Colson. That's the new family zone pricing. I don't know how many times, and we've had people message in here and message away if you want, 936-6262, Prairieland Rentals text line. The price of going to a Regina Pats game. Now, I know all of our listeners aren't in Regina. A lot of Moose Jaw, Swift Current, Saskatoon, into Brandon, PA. Like some of these other, I think Saskatoon's been possibly the most aggressive with some of their packages, like $99. You can take 4 people and family. You get fed as well for $99. They've done some really aggressive things there, and then some of the smaller markets as well. So the Pats are falling in line, and the Brant Sports and Entertainment Group making a commitment to making it more affordable to go to hockey games this year. Again, if you have some comments on that, you can text it in 936-6262. Prairie Line Rentals text line here. Pat knows what's going on. Pat's starting to message in more and more. We appreciate it. Pat knows about the spud nuts that aren't available anymore at the Saskatoon X. Regina, I know you never had them down here. From what I know, it was a Saskatoon thing. Pat giving us some knowledge. He says they are called spud nuts because the dough is made with potato water. Duke-a-Boar bread, also delicious. You do have somewhat of a palate. Hey, tell Sharky that. What else we got? Benny, the Rochdale Rockets, sending in some of his sprinkles, starting with tonight when we get to sprinkle of the day. Where should we do sprinkle of the day right now? Colson, let's go for sportselect.com. I haven't even looked yet, but I know I gotta play it.
Are we looking at the Rider game?
No, let's go to tonight's game. We go Rider game tomorrow. A lot of Lawrence is joining us tomorrow for I don't know what everyone else is thinking out there. BC, if you're going Sports Select, huge dog, 430. The tie pays 435. Winnipeg sitting at 140. Wouldn't this be something? It's kind of one of those weird games where BC, with some quarterback not a lot of people have heard of, go in to Winnipeg on a Thursday and beat them. The point spread, -8 for the Blue Bombers. And, this is tough too. The over-under, 53.5. I meant to shoot out a text message to the Yacht Club and see what guys... there we go. We had on cue... The Yacht Club are saying BC quarterback 230. So Salter 230. That's the line on throwing. Hatcher over 50 yards. They're thinking Dembski over 50 as well. So no props on the Sports Select, but there you go. You see it. I think I like the over 53.5. Maybe BC is going to score some points. I don't know if I touch the money lines on that. The point spread, maybe. I'm going to root for the underdog tonight. I'll take BC 8 points on like a marginal sprinkle, little unit time. Sportselect.com. Make your picks online, generate a QR code, go to your Lotto Spot retailer, scan away, and there you go. That's pretty much it for hour 1 of the show on this Thursday for Access Communications. Hour 2 coming up, Arash Madani, more from Riders practice today, and BC Lions color analyst Giulio Caravatta is going to join us live from Winnipeg. Let's get a sense of what's going on with the Lions, and also Last Mountain Distillery is in studio. It's a Sportscage on the home of the Riders, 620 CKRM.
We are 620 CKRM, a Harvard media station. Streaming online at 620CKRM.com.
It's 4 p.m. Good afternoon. Mostly cloudy and 27 degrees in Regina. I'm Will Manzik from the SAS Today newsroom with 620 CKRM News. The Queen City X continues today at Real District, offering rides, food, live music, and family entertainment. With the current heat levels in the city, many families are going to be trying to stay cool. Director of Signature Events for Real, Kat Betker, says there are plenty of spots to beat the heat.
So we've got 2 large shade tents on the midway with picnic tables as a rest area. We're standing in front of the Culligan Hydration Station, wonderful partner. They've provided us with all kinds of water, accessible for the public so that you can fill up your water bottle, stay hydrated.
Gates opened at noon and they close at midnight. Tonight's grandstand performance includes Helix and Quiet Riot. This is day 2 of the 5-day event. The hot weather in Saskatchewan has helped farmers out. Agriculture officials say some crops have benefited from faster growth, while others have faced stress from heat and dry soil. The haying progress has continued despite humid weather. Producers are also preparing equipment and planning for harvest. RCMP are noticing an unsettling trend in serious and fatal collisions over the last 10 years. Mounties say since 2016, serious and fatal collisions caused by impaired driving has seen a steady uptick. In 2016, Mounties responded to 58 serious and fatal collisions involving impaired driving. Last year, that number was 113. In total last year, 1,650 criminal code charges for impaired driving was laid, and 2,270 drivers had their licenses suspended. A former Regina police officer who admitted to using a police database to pursue personal relationships is now facing civil lawsuits from 2 women. Robert Semenchuk pleaded guilty last November to breach of trust and unauthorized use of a computer system. The lawsuits allege Semenchuk committed sexual assault, misfeasance in public office, breach of privacy, negligence, and breach of trust. Semenchuk says in a statement of defense that he admits the breach of trust and unauthorized computer use, but denies the sexual assault claims, saying any intimacy was consensual. None of the allegations have been tested in court. And your complaints have been heard as the Regina Pats have announced cheaper ticket prices for the upcoming WHL season. The team announced that new Family Zone tickets will start at $12.50. Weekday ticket pricing starts at $12.25. There's been a 15% reduction on single-game ticket prices. There's a new season ticket member benefits, which includes a $170 food and beverage credit per seat. At 620 CKRM News, read more stories from around your community and around the province at sastoday.ca and 620ckrm.com.
Weather for Next Gen Coatings. Spray coatings for truck bed liners, rocker panels, and more. Same company, new name. 1865 McCarra Street, Regina.
Weather tonight, clear, low down to 16. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 31. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low down to 15. Maybe an isolated evening shower in the area. Saturday, sunshine, high of 33. Sunday, mostly sunny, but looks to be breezy, and we're getting up to 30. Monday, partly sunny, maybe an isolated shower late again, and a high of 22. Right now, downtown Regina, we have partly cloudy sky. It is 27, feels like 29.
For over 40 years, you've known them as Regina's trusted vehicle protection specialists. Now they're introducing the next gen of coatings. New name, new level of protection. They're now Next Gen Coatings. 3 generations of their family have served your family, and that hasn't changed. Same owners, same commitment, ready for the next gen of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards. The company hasn't changed, just the name. Next Gen Coatings. 1865 McCarra Street. The next gen starts now.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Access Communications, trusted in rural Saskatchewan for internet, TV, and home security. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of the Sports Cage on this Thursday for Access Communications. Colson is with me. Hour 1, we found out Rob Vanstone's father was Alan, was the former organist of the Regina Pats. How do we top that on today's show? We just found out. Prairie Land Rentals text line on the new Pats prices. Don says it's about time they followed suit. A game costs over $200 a game for 2 adults, 2 game tickets for kids, $50 for the 50-50. You go with the big one? Supper, mini donuts, bevies, 100 in gas to get to Regina. It must be coming in. Yeah, I get it, Don. But now you can get tickets for what? $12.25 plus taxes. There we go. And maybe and gas isn't getting cheaper. We got to cut. If you're going to cut one, what are you cutting, Don? The bevies or the mini donuts? You got Pat's. Another text here. No name. Pats still have the most expensive season tickets in the WHL. Don't care about the concession credit. Probably won't use it. Must be a season ticket fan. Then a bunch of you getting it. Don saying he's cutting out the 50-50. Another. Spud nuts are made from potato water or some mashed potato. It has potato, therefore called spud nut. Love them. Make them myself. Connie, where do you live? This is a serious question. You can message Connie. If you make spud nuts, how can I get them in my hands? Colson's never had one. We will try them on the air. Connie, you have to hit us up. I might have a new favorite friend. The spud nut. Went to the exhibition last night. Regina has never had the spud nut. That was a Saskatoon thing. Then they got rid of it. I saw the turkey legs, and my wife was like, "Oh, I should get those. Look so good." And I'm like, "No, they don't. They look fake. It's kind of like the fillet of fish." I'm like, "Who's buying the turkey leg at the X?" There must be lots. A lot of people. Me, not so much. And then, did you ever remember as a kid watching the Super Dogs? At the Super Dogs? They still have them there.
Those are the big hot dogs?
No, the show. The Super Dogs. Like dogs that they go and run around and they jump and all.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when those first came out. They brought the Super Dogs to the first time back in the day. First few years. But they're still touring. The Super Dogs. I don't know. We didn't go watch them last night, but if you have a kid, I guess it's pretty wild stuff. Super Dog chat aside, X chat aside, let's get into some talk with Arash Madani.
It's time to go coast to coast with Arash Madani for Smart Investing Solutions. Be smart with your money. Call Brian Gawley at Smart Investing Solutions, 546-2533.
Trivia question. Next time you're in town, I'll buy you Taco Time. who? Well, they're a sponsor of the show now. We got Taco Time Hot Take coming up coming up Fridays. Taco Time Hot Take, a chance to win a $50 Taco Time. It's just the greatest fast food out there, if you ask me. Who was the Regina Pats organist in the 70s?
Rob Vanstone's father.
Alan Vanstone.
Alan Vanstone.
Yeah.
Do you know I have a Taco Time story involving Regina?
Fire.
Well, that was part of it. So, Grey Cup Sunday 2022 in Regina for the game.
Mm-hmm.
And we were staying at the hotel around the corner from like the mall there that's connected to the Delta.
The Sunrise out on Victoria? No.
No. What's the mall there that's connected to the Delta? Downtown. Cornwall Center.
Yeah.
I'm at the Cornwall Center Sunday late morning, trying to I'm sitting in the food court, rocking a bit of a headache. Grey Cup Sunday headache, and I'm like, okay, like trying to figure out some content to do before the game.
Oh yeah.
When I look over my corner and look over who's standing there in line at Taco Time in the food court, but Ryan Dinwiddie, the head coach of the Argos, with his son. 6 hours before kickoff of the game, they ended up winning, becoming champions. Then he's like, I love Taco Time. Okay, Taco Time before every game in college. So there you go.
That's an aggressive play because they teach athletes. I'm learning this from my son now. Like, you don't really want gassy foods, right? Before a game. I was telling the story. I remember playing a senior hockey game, and before it, I had Taco Time because I absolutely loved it. And I was like, whoa. I just burping it up, and I'm like, I don't think this is a good idea. But taco time for a hangover, I will take that hot sauce and some taco time. Now I want taco time. I don't know what Mrs. S has ordered for the drive tonight, but I hope it's taco time. Let's get into football and CFL football. Yeah. We got a rematch this weekend of an absolute doozy. I think last 5 years, maybe 10 years, this is regular season games like a Mount Rushmore game for the Riders for me.
Well, I just think it's just box office for the CFL. This is the game, Barney, that has revived football in northern Alberta. Eskimos / Elks has just been on this downward trajectory for years. It's been a mess, etc. Everyone's trying to point at, different reasons why. Well, the reason it wasn't working is because the team was dreadful. Well, now suddenly the Elks are 6-1. They have a 4-2 Riders team, defending champions, coming to town. And there's talk that they've sold over 30,000 tickets, and they just might, on a summer weekend, open up the upper deck to Commonwealth Stadium. And for a firecracker of a game that should have all of it, if everybody is able to stay healthy. If it lives up to what we saw last week, it's a treat. But this is just a great reminder, Barney. Chris Morris, the team president, bless him, coming out saying the name change is why nobody's coming out to games. No, Chris, your team's been terrible for a long time. Now you're 6-1, and you might sell 35,000 tickets. Funny how one has something to do with the other.
You know what, though, when we look at it, kind of go to the Labor Day games, it's hard for a game to live up to when you just have a classic to live up to it. I think we all hope it does. You talk about for the Elks. I think for the league, what happened Thursday night was big.
I agree. And it's also now leading to this. And if you can get Commonwealth rocking again, just how important that is. An attendance been an issue in a lot of places. So, look, a healthy Edmonton Elks franchise is good for the Canadian Football League. It's needed for the Canadian Football League. And for now, the widow wife of Larry Thompson is on board as owner. Let's hope that remains. But, nobody likes losing money. So having people in that stadium is going to be a real important thing, and exciting football is going to lead to a big stadium. And if Cody Fajardo and Austin Mack hook up to do the thing they did last week, we should be in for a real entertaining football game.
I'm torn at 60 points over under on it.
It's a tough one, isn't it? It's tough.
I know.
Yeah.
I think I'm leaning under. It's going to have to be a Saturday morning decision. Hey, speaking of big
first
football,
half under, maybe first half under.
First half under, maybe. Yeah, I might do that. I don't.
You can root for
mind.
Points in the second half.
I don't want that. Yeah, and then while eating leftover taco time, I'll figure it out Saturday morning. Man, BC tonight, Winnipeg. It's late July. It's a huge game for BC, but important as well for Drew Brown.
I just really believe, Barney, this is the most important start of Drew Brown's career. And I know that sounds hot takey and hyperbole and whatever. For the first time ever, Drew Brown is in a gotta win it game as a starter. It really hasn't happened in his career when you think about it. His first go around with Winnipeg, he was just always Zach's backup, who was, the young kid on the way up. All that time in Ottawa, there were no expectations. The team wasn't very good. They weren't going to win football games. Even since coming in with Caleros hurt the last couple of weeks, it's a figure it out, get through whatever you got to get through. The Lions aren't very good. They're not very good on special teams. They're certainly not good on offense. Their defense has been an adventure. They have one win the entire season. The Bombers are 4-3. They need this one right now, with the West being whatever the West is. And let's see if Drew Brown has the goods. I'm not convinced he does overall, but this is the game he's got to win. This is the game that shows you, okay, something competent there or not.
What? Hear me out here.
Yep.
Let's say Davis Alexander, that hamstring, it looks dicey. Let's say come end of the year, things ain't good there. Bo Levi ain't coming back. Don't know what's going on with Kelly. Easiest route to the Grey Cup for a West team might be the crossover.
100%. 100%. And I guess...
Wouldn't that be a sandbag play?
Just don't know when Nathan Rourke's going to be back for BC. You know? Yeah. By the way, speaking of Davis Alexander and speaking of must-watch TV, including the Edmonton Elks, how about Montreal home to Edmonton next Saturday afternoon? How's that for get your popcorn ready?
Yeah. Oh, Edmonton's got a stretch here. Edmonton's got a stretch. Let's shift gears. Tell me about Sarah Mitten.
All right, so Les Coulson, he's like, why we haven't talked about the Commonwealth Games yet? I'm like, I'd love to talk about the Commonwealth Games. So basically, we all know the Olympics are every 4 years, and kind of sandwiched in between at the 2-year mark is competitive games involving Commonwealth countries, and Canadians are doing really well there. And Sarah Mitten is a shot putter from Brooklyn, Nova Scotia, who has won everything in shot put except an Olympic medal. She just won back-to-back golds at the Commonwealth Games. She is gearing up for LA 2028. Barney, this is to me the interest of Sarah Mitten. Brooklyn, Nova Scotia has, I believe, 2 traffic lights. I went and did a feature with Sarah back in 2024 before the Paris Games. Her high school, across the street from her high school, is just this field. Okay, like overgrown grass, rusted soccer posts and crossbars, etc.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because of what Sarah Mitten is doing athletically, they are building a state-of-the-art track and field across from her high school in this tiny little community near Liverpool, Nova Scotia, because Sarah is an elite shot putter. At the local theater, the citizens of the community gathered on the night that Sarah was competing at the Olympics to watch her on the big screen. Like, we forget so caught up in pro sports sometimes, we forget the impact that elite amateur athletes can have on where they come from and next generation of athletes.
What else do you got for us from the Commonwealth Games? We are your Commonwealth Games headquarters here.
We really are, aren't we? Let's do one more. Why don't we do Damian Warner, Coulson?
Okay.
Like, I think this is amazing. Like, to win the decathlon, it 10 events. Like, you are literally the best athlete on earth.
Yeah.
High jump, long jump, sprinting, pole vault, you name it, right? Damian Warner won gold at the Tokyo Olympics for Canada. He's now 36 years old, and he wants to give this one more go at LA 2028, where he'd be 38 years old.
Wow.
I covered Warner at Rio 2016. He might be going to LA 2028, like in that event. So here's a dude who can compete, and he's still doing it at a high level. It's pretty impressive.
Coulson dropped this on us before the show. The double IHF has made a ruling on Russia for hockey. It's like, whoa, not so fast. Ruskies, I don't think you're coming.
That's it. And this is going to be an ongoing conversation in the sports ecosystem, double IHF, all these different global organizations. It's going to be really interesting if it can get good at soccer again, what FIFA's kind of stance is going to be on all of this. But, I'm off to work tennis next week. They still don't put the Russian flag next to the Russian athletes on the tennis court. So this is not going away anytime soon. Let's put it that way, Barney.
Okay. Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah,
what
boy.
Are we just going to? Are we selling? Is it stupid not to sell? Where do we land?
The Blue Jays are going to be in sell mode. If there was any flicker of hope that they may not and still have a go at it, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. the other night in Washington, hamstring tweak, tightness, pull, whatever you want to call it. Schulman's line on the broadcast was the hits just keep on coming. Now they've lost Vladdy, not that he can hit for power anyway. Barney, don't be surprised if the Philadelphia Phillies become interested in some Blue Jays pieces. I look at a guy like Dalton Varsho in center field. The Phillies could use that kind of glove in their outfield. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be interest in bringing Jeff Hoffman back. They want somebody in their bullpen. Shoot, they may go after Kevin Gausman too. Because remember, the bench coach of the Blue Jays the last few years, the one and only Don Mattingly, who is now the manager in Philadelphia, he knows the makeup of the guys. He'd stand on the table for the dudes he thinks he can win with, especially having been to October last year. Different dynamic now in Philly, but Donnie Baseball knows those dudes.
Speaking of Philly, I want to ask you, where do you land on how the Sixers will be next year now with LeBron? Is it going to be a health thing?
There's going to be a lot of load management going on there with Embiid, with LeBron, maybe even with Jaylen Brown, and then just ramp things up in the spring. Remember, these teams rarely win year one. Even when LeBron, Bosh, D-Wade all got together in Miami, they didn't win the first year. Obviously, it's a different league now with the player movement, but I foresee a lot of load management over there in Philadelphia.
Okay, I'm not here Tuesday next week, but Thursday next week, I'm gonna. You working tennis? Where are you working tennis?
Montreal National Bank.
Are you doing a ball boy like Kramer?
I should. I'm not. I'll think about it.
Oh, so I can't really put you on assignment then. So I was going to say I need you to look up. You know what starts next Friday?
What do you got?
I don't even know where it is, Colson. The American Roof Ball Championships.
Roof Ball Championships.
Yeah, and we were Roof Ball when Roof Ball wasn't cool here on the Sportscage. It was like one of my first weeks doing this show. We found this roof ball and started talking about it. So, man, you know what? I'm going to try to get someone on the show Thursday to talk roof ball, and then people can just go to their phones and look up what are these idiots talking about? Roof ball. It's a legit thing. It's on ESPN. It's throwing a football on your roof like you did as a kid and trying to catch it, and there's like a world championships and it's on ESPN. It's fascinating. I love it.
What'll they think up next?
The little things in my life, Arash, like taco time and roof ball. That's what pleases me.
Extra sour cream, huh?
No. Light sour cream, hot sauce inside the burrito.
There we go.
And then a dip. And then the Mexi Fries Deluxe. Sharky's never tried Mexi Fries Deluxe. Off the charts. All right. I'm getting hungry now. Okay. Have a good one. We'll talk to you next Thursday, buddy.
See you, bud.
Yeah. There he is. Arash Madani, Coast to Coast. Brought to you by Brian Golly and Smart Investing Solutions. You got to be smart with your money, and you can call Brian Golly and his team. The Roughrider Foundation 50-50 tonight at 10 p.m. is the deadline. You're going to get a 50-50 for the game Saturday, and I know they're in Edmonton, but if you're just kind of tuning in here, you can still get 50-50s for the road game, and you want to get it before 10 o'clock tonight because then you're in for the early bird prize as well. This week's early bird prize, Blue Jay weekend for two in Toronto. Return flights from Sask to Toronto, 2 nights at a downtown hotel near the Rogers Center, and 2 tickets to a Blue Jays game. You don't want to go, that's okay. You can take $3,600 in cash. But the deadline is 10 p.m. tonight. Riders 5050.ca. Let's go to break here. We'll come back. Clutch Performer quick. We're also going to hear some more from Rider practice today. It's the Sports Cage, streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
Rider Nation lives on 620 CKRM. I'm Dave Thomas, voice of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Saturday is game day as the Riders take on the Edmonton Elks. Countdown to kickoff with Tegan Whitco and Wes Cates is at 2. The pregame show's at 4. And kickoff with Luke Mullender and I is at 5. Saskatchewan Roughrider football on the Cooperators Rider Broadcast Network is brought to you by SaskTel, the Cooperators Redhead Equipment, Prairie Ford Dealers, and Sask Power. Stream every moment of Rider football at Sportscage.com.
Have you looked at the outside of your home lately? Whether it's the deck, garage, siding, stone, or shingles, Freeze Tallman has the products to help bring your next project to life. From composite and pressure-treated decking to railing and exterior finishes, they've got everything you need to refresh your home and backyard. Start planning today at freezetallman.com. Freeze Tallman. Locally owned, family grown, rooted in our community for 70 years.
What's going on in the markets? When is the right time to invest? What should you do with your money today? When Linda had questions, she talked to Brian Golly.
He's always well prepared and has answers for us. We take it as gospel, and he's led us down the right path so far.
You don't have to plan your financial future alone. Call Brian Golly of Smart Investing Solutions. 306-546-2533.
We would recommend Brian anytime, and we would recommend him to anybody.
We asked Karen what it's like investing with Brian Golly at Smart Investing Solutions.
Brian is great to work with. He's always quick to get back to me. I like to ask a lot of questions, and he's always been really good. No question is a silly question. He cares about, when I ask him something, he's very detailed, and I know he cares about his clients, and he's very thorough when he explains things, so I understand it.
SmartInvestingSolutions.ca.
Play of the game? Touchdown! More like the game to play. The new Saskatchewan Roughriders Scratch and Win ticket. It's your chance to win 10 years of Rider season tickets, a premium suite for the home opener and the Labor Day Classic, and tons of Rider swag. Plus, 2 chances to win $75,000. Tickets available at your favorite lottery retailers. Proudly brought to you by Sask Lotteries, supporting sport, culture, and recreation across the province. Please play responsibly.
The Sports Cage Clutch Performer for Keln Solar. Thinking about saving money by using solar power? Keln Solar is a local family company that can put solar panels on your home, business, or farm. KelnSolar.com.
Roof Ball Championships coming up next week. Let's go. We'll be all over it. Saskatchewan mid-amateur champion Connor Sissons and Jesse Gibson at the Nationals in Calgary Mickelson course. They've made it through the cut. So they're playing golf today. Just a shout out to those 2 players. Course is playing difficult out there. That is mine. Colson, over to you.
I'm going to the Minnesota Twins, Kansas City Royals, Cody Clemens with the walk-off grand slam.
0-2 from Strom. Clemens in the air to right center field and deep. Back it goes. Deep it goes. And on! Cody Clemens wins it. And the Twins walk off the Royals once again at Target Field. Can you believe it? 4-3 the final. Down to their final strike. Twins win. Twins win. The Twins win it.
That's good. That's exciting.
Oh, yeah. So good.
And
down to your last strike.
Down to last strike, go yard.
Why not?
Kellen Solar in Lumsden, Saskatchewan. You want to put solar panels up? They'll come out and let you know if it's a good idea. They'll scout things out for you. And then if you got a livestock operation like Jeff and Val Marie called them up, said, I got a livestock operation. And he's like, sent us a message. Thank you so much for letting me know about them. Troughs, solar units for his livestock operation. Family run in Lumsden, Saskatchewan. Check them out, Keln Solar. We are going to be joined soon by BC Lions color analyst Giulio Caravatta talking about the game tonight in Winnipeg. Yacht Club just messaged in. They're talking about sprinkle of the day earlier. They said maybe hold the phone, maybe look at the under, because they're starting Salters at quarterback, and also their running back is out now.
James Butler.
Butler is out. So struggle bus could continue for BC. The BC Lions. Darnell Sankey fined also for a hit on Chad Kelly.
Yeah, that was the hit that he was injured on.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I have that somewhere.
We'll talk to Suits about that in hour 3, because I don't think it was Suits that he didn't think it was a finable or a egregious play. Here, if you're watching the stream, here it is. Slide down. We see way worse. I think because he was injured, maybe there was something to it there. Prairieland Rentals text line. Dion from Regina. He says Arash is totally wrong with the Eskimos name change. The fans stopped coming out immediately as the name changed, even before the team played a couple games. As a diehard Eskimos fan, I talk to endless people about the Eskimos. All right. Thank you very much. On the Pats season tickets, leave your name and number and where you're from. Come on. 0 incentive for a long-time season ticket holder. Not a concession grease food person. I get that. Well, maybe they're going to start having some healthy foods.
Or you could be like Rob Vanstone, just get your Diet Coke.
Get Diet Coke. Maybe they'll start having Cobb salads. Fresh ones, though. Not in a box or frozen. John texted in, I can't read that on the air. So that's why we love the text line.
I saw the text you're talking about.
Put it off. So just to mention this too, this is, we talk music on here all the time. Heartstrings and Honky Tonks coming up September 21st at the Dark Hall in Regina. If you've ever been to the Grand Ole Opry, anything there in Nashville, it's like a live radio show. And then they have performers. It's been like that forever, and they still do it like that. It's cool. That's what they're kind of going to do at the Dark Hall. Very, very interesting night, if you like. And the musical acts, Michelle Wright, Kelsey Kulik, the Johnner Brothers, Clayton Bellamy, and Dan Davidson. Again, coming up September 24th, Dark Hall in Regina. Going to be a great night. You get your tickets at heartstringsandhonkytonks.com. I would like to take this in. That's good. I think Cody and Gloria are going to be up there in a live broadcast right here on 620 CKRM. I'll shout this out too. Got to give this a Prairieland Rentals text line when you get ones like this. Shout out and congratulations to the Wynyard Blues, who won the Senior Men's Open Fastball Championship on the weekend. Big shout out to the town of Wynyard for hosting a great event. All the volunteers are fabulous. Great atmosphere in a small town. I would have liked to have gone to that Beer Gardens. How was I not aware of this? I could have maybe even played a few innings. And man, I love fastball.
Pinch hit.
I could have started a little gambling ring. I know it's illegal, but could have sprinkled a bit. Watching some fastball out in Wynyard. Yeah, all the time. Send us that. Send us in those kind of things any day of the week on the Prairieland Rentals text line. Okay, go to break. And then hopefully we're going to talk some BC Lions. They get set to play Winnipeg tonight. It's a Sports Cage streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
The Roughriders season is here, and the biggest 50-50 in Saskatchewan is back. Last year's 50-50 raised over $3.3 million for amateur football in Saskatchewan, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Rider Nation. This year, we have bigger loyalty and early bird prizes than ever before, not to mention those life-changing 50-50 jackpots. See all of the prizes and buy your tickets today at riders5050.ca, and never miss a chance to win when you sign up for the 50-50 Club.
Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC.
Lottery license LR260010.
They could have just called it a flooring store.
Yeah, but that doesn't really cover it.
Carpet, hardwood, laminate.
Outdoor flooring, artificial turf, rubber athletic flooring.
Hey, that's more than a store.
Exactly. That's a superstore.
So whether it's your living room, your garage, your gym, or your backyard,
think bigger, think super. I think you've got it now.
Flooring Superstore. Quality floor. Over 20 years serving Regina and area. FlooringSuperstoreRegina.ca.
A potluck in summer? Heck no. I'm not cooking for 30 in my sweltering kitchen. I'm bringing Western Pizza. That's the very definition of working smarter, not harder. Be the potluck hero and roll up with fresh za as your coworkers try to figure out which homemade dish gets the one spoon from the office kitchen. Or as Auntie Janet tries to shoo away the flies attacking her egg salad sandwiches, baking in the sun. Nope, it's Western Pizza for the potluck win. Dine in or take out today.
And get it hot and get it fast. Western Pizza.
Welcome back to Sportscage. Check out our podcast powered by Freeze Tolman. Available anytime, anywhere at 620ckrm.com and sportscage.com.
Thursday edition of the show for Access Communications. Trusted in rural Saskatchewan for internet, TV, and home security. Don't forget Rider 50/50 tonight, 10 p.m. deadline. 50/50, 10 p.m. deadline tonight. If you want the early bird, being in the early bird, the Blue Jay weekend for 2 in Toronto, or you can take $3,600 cash. Riders5050.ca. Big game tonight, and I know it's July, but it's a big game. Let's go to the Western Pizza guest hotline. Western Pizza tonight, perfect pizza, generous amount of toppings. Why wouldn't a guy or girl? Giulio Caravatta's back with us on the Western Pizza guest hotline. You're getting ready. You're set. You're in Winnipeg. It's only July. Is this a big game for BC? But I know there's a lot of things stacked against them, Giulio.
Well, you're right. It's as close to a must-win game as there is for them right now. You look at the way this season has started for them with the injuries and the way that they've played early on. It just hasn't been good enough. And then when things started to kind of come around, they've really been hit hard with the injury bug, right? So again, a couple of injuries on the offensive line. Some of their guys are scheduled back. Some of their guys, I think, Gary Peters would be a great example of this, was coming off the 6th game and should have been available for this game, and then got hurt on Tuesday. So, it's been one of those years. Ryan McMaden, I think, is as frustrated as any, trying to fill out his roster, and on a short week as well, right?
Yeah.
That's a difficult thing too, where you're plugging in guys that maybe haven't gotten the reps that they probably normally would have gotten during the week, and now are getting stuck into the starting lineup. So, yeah, things are up. They're up against it. Then throw in the fact that you're starting your third string quarterback doesn't help your problem.
Well, that's what I was going to. What can you tell us? Probably a guy that you've seen throwing it at practice and whatnot. What can you tell us about Caden Salter?
He's, I've seen many guys like this, come up here. You look at his collegiate statistics, and I know that in this day and age too, when you're a 4-star and a 5-star recruit, and there's a ton of stuff on his history. Obviously, coming out of high school, he signed in Tennessee, left Tennessee, went to Liberty, and then last year, replaced Suitor Sanders in Colorado, and didn't have the best year in Colorado, but a guy, when you look at him, when I look at him, he's a guy that has all the physical tools, right? He can run. He's got a very good live arm. The question's going to be is, can you do it when it really matters, right? That's the difference between all these guys. And I say this all the time, and I'd say, I could line up 200 guys in a field, and you could walk around and say, oh yeah, this guy's got a great arm. He can really spin it. This guy can run. But there's very few that step into games that can manage a game and anticipate space and all those kinds of things that make elite quarterbacks, right? I look at guys like Trevor Harris, who's a perfect example of this. Like, he's not going to overwhelm you with his physical prowess and the way he throws the ball, 60 yards downfield. But man, oh man, I mean, he can not only say, I don't want to say manage a game because I don't want it to diminish his skill, but the way he reads a defense and gets rid of the football and throws into space and anticipates where receivers are supposed to be. That's what makes them elite. So in Caden Salter's case, I will say this, that you have a guy that has the physical skills. Now we have to see whether or not he can do it when it matters, and when the pressure is there, and when you've got a crowd of 30,000 people yelling at you. Now that's a part of his game that I talked to him about, that I think he's very comfortable with. He's played in some very, very hostile environments, and the crowd and all that kind of stuff does not faze him, I don't think. The hard part's going to be this for Buck Pierce. How do you manage this game with a young quarterback? Do you baby him? Do you try to get the running game going like they tried to do it with Chase Bryce last week, and all of a sudden now you're leaving yourself 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9 if you don't get that running game going? Or do you kind of give him a little bit of leeway and let him kind of do his thing, live a little bit on the edge, as opposed to trying to have a real organized game plan? You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah,
I think the difference between him and Chase is this. Caden's going to be able to attack an edge with his speed. Like, so if you're the backside end or the backside linebacker that's responsible for the quarterback, you better be responsible for the quarterback.
Yeah.
Because that's where he can hurt you if he gets out on the edge, because he's got great feet and he can run. Whereas with Chase, he's not running. So if you're a defensive end or a linebacker, you're going to say, you want to keep it? You go ahead and keep it. I'm going to catch it.
Yeah.
But with this guy, I don't think you're going to be able to do it. So as far as the running game, and I know they're going to want to run the ball because that's what Buck wants, it's going to be interesting to see how he has an effect on that.
Was it the right move to move on from Chase? Did you see enough from him too?
Well, I think the disappointing part is this. When you're in your 4th year as a quarterback in this league, you have to be able to go out there and prove why you're there, right? You've been there 4 years, you know the offense, you've been around, you played in preseason. Now it's that next step. And what I thought, and I like Chase, he's a great kid. When he has come into games, he's really kind of let it loose. But I felt over the last couple of weeks, and especially after the Edmonton game when he threw 4 interceptions, that he came into this game, the last week's game, I think a little bit tentative, not wanting to throw the ball. And that little bit of split-second hesitation at this level is going to get you sacked. It's going to get you late on throws, and that's when you're going to cause problems for yourself. And I think that there was much more at stake for Case. I just felt that he was, playing for his job. You know what I mean? Like, had that kind of anxiety and pressure that goes with that thought process. And you have to think, for his case, I've been there. I know that thought process. So you've been there 4 years. There's an expectation of what the level should be. And if you don't meet that expectation, why keep me? Right? Like, you're playing with that kind of pressure. So, Caden came in at the end of the game and did quite well. And I know it was garbage time, but you now open the door for a kid to get a chance. And what he does here today, I don't know. I don't know how long a leash it is. I don't know what Buck's plan is as far as, at what point does he go back to Chase? I don't know, but we're going to find out pretty quick.
Yeah, well, you got to let him run. And you've been around the league a long time, and then a lot of you have been watching the league a long time. It's the old thing. You got to get your start somewhere. Maybe it's one of those. Maybe this is one of those games where it's just like, well, we watch Dave Dickinson. All of a sudden, who the heck is it? We watch Bo Levi. Who the heck is it? For years, right? And I like the fact. I like the fact that he can move, right? Just having that extra dynamic to change things. But Giulio, are they going to be able to run the ball with Butler out? Are you confident like that they can get some yards on? Yeah.
Well, here's why I'm confident. I really like Xander Horvath. Yeah. Xander's a big, physical specimen. Like, he's 6'4", he's 240. He can run. He's a big man who can run. And so anytime we've seen him, he's produced. And so I'm excited about him getting an opportunity. Amani Bailey, who they've taken off the practice roster, really impressed them during training camp. So you might see a little bit of sprinkle of him in there. But I tell you what, that running game is going to be critical. And so then you're now throw in more problems. You got to start 2 newcomers on the offensive line. Anna Una's going to start at left guard because Brandon Yates is hurt. And then Tyron Hunt is going to, or Tyron Hunt, excuse me, is going to start at right tackle. I mean, he was unemployed last week. That's how many injuries they have on the offensive line. Like, he was here last year on the practice roster, was here at the beginning of the year, but they had to let him go because they were bringing some of these other guys in. And now all of a sudden he's gone from being at home to starting at right tackle against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
One of those.
That's a hell of a week.
You got to love the league. You get that all the time, right? It's like, hey, we need you to play. We got a couple of minutes left here. I got 2 more for you. First off, Darnell Sankey. I didn't think he should have got fined on that. Your thoughts?
I didn't think so either. It's football. It happens very, very fast.
Yes.
And the other part of that equation too is, I mean, the quarterback. If you're gonna slide late, right? These guys are all coming at full speed.
Yep.
Like, and I know when you slow it down the way that they slow it down, it looked. But I don't think there was any intent on anybody's agenda, to hurt him. So I thought it was a bit of a weak call myself.
And how great is it for the league to see we might get 30,000 plus in Edmonton on Saturday? What did you think?
Really?
What did you think of that?
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, I don't know if you want. What did you think of the game last Thursday? The classic, the shootout here.
It was fantastic. I mean, the level of quarterbacking that this league is seeing right now is pretty remarkable. What they were able to do, and I know for as far as the league goes, and I'm sure you're the same way. Like, Edmonton has had their share of downtime, and it's nice to see that.
Yeah.
And it's again it proves the point. If you win, the fans are there. They want to come out. But when you're not playing well or play really, really bad, see you later, right? So I'm happy for them. I know they put a lot of work into getting the fans back, so it's good to see that they're going to have some people at the game.
All right, have a great call tonight. Fun night in Winnipeg, and we'll catch up again. Appreciate you doing this.
Anytime, bud. I appreciate it. Have a great night.
You too.
Cheers.
There he is, BC Lions color analyst on the broadcast team, Giulio Caravatta, and former CFLer as well, joining us here. It is the Sports Cage. We're on the home of sports in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM.
The Roughriders season is here, and the biggest 50-50 in Saskatchewan is back. Last year's 50-50 raised over $3.3 million for amateur football in Saskatchewan, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Rider Nation. This year, we have bigger loyalty and early bird prizes than ever before, not to mention those life-changing 50-50 jackpots. See all of the prizes and buy your tickets today at riders5050.ca, and never miss a chance to win when you sign up for the 50-50 Club.
Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC.
Lottery license LR260010.
Why test for asbestos? Because before 1990, asbestos was commonly used in more than 3,000 building materials and other products. Because when asbestos fibers become airborne, they get into the lungs and cause severe damage over time. Because asbestos exposure is the #1 cause of work-related deaths in Saskatchewan. Built before 1990? Test for asbestos. Start at worksafesask.ca.
Why juggle multiple providers when you can have one seamless experience? On the farm, acreage, or cottage, Access Communications has you covered with internet, TV, and security. One provider, one bill. One reliable rural home solution, backed by our great customer service. Get internet and Wi-Fi that hold up in tough weather, plus TV anywhere with Access Next TV. And security you can monitor from your phone. You can have it all with Access. Sign up today and save $20 per month when you combine services. Visit myaccess.ca.
House, cabin, office, home gym. If it has a floor, Flooring Superstore probably has something for it. Need carpet, laminate, hardwood, outdoor synthetic grass, rubber flooring for your gym? Yeah, they pretty much have it all. And if you're a do-it-yourselfer working on a small project, check out their cash and carry department for deeply discounted prices. So whether you're renovating a boardroom or covering that mystery floor in the basement, think Super. Flooring Superstore. Quality floor. Over 20 years serving Regina and area. FlooringSuperstoreRegina.ca.
Welcome back to Sports Cage. Missed any part of the show? Check out the podcast powered by Freeze Tolman at 620ckrm.com and sportscage.com.
You're going to want to be listening tomorrow for our first Taco Time Hot Take, giving away a $50 Taco Time gift card every week with the Taco Time Hot Take. Tomorrow, what's your hot take on the game? If you call in, Colson's got it rigged up that you get more of a chance to win it, or you can be able to text in. So we'll be playing that Taco Time Hot Take tomorrow. Our receivers with the Riders, the three-headed monster, as Tegan has been calling them, looking good. They need another big one this weekend in Edmonton. Dave Thomas catching up with Keyshawn Johnson.
Keyshawn, I want you to take me through your touchdown reception last week, because it was much more difficult than some would appear when you look at the different way you round that route and then catching it at the back of the end zone.
We had a post, especially a post to the back, middle of the numbers, middle of the end zone, and just sometimes the ball comes out different ways, and I kind of trust where my quarterback leads me, and he threw the ball to the back of the end zone, and I had to kind of make a quick adjustment from going more to the middle to the back, and had to catch over his shoulder at that point.
How much chemistry is involved in that play? Like you say, it was just a post pattern, but it was much more than that, especially when you watch it from the end zone view.
Yeah, it's just, Trevor knowing where to put the ball and, having faith in me to adjust. And, it's something that we work every day at practice, just the trust, the communication, him telling me if I'm right or if I tell him, vice versa. So no matter how it is, it's, just a work in progress.
Two words that you mentioned that I think are critical in a solid offense and receiving core: trust and faith. Do you agree?
Oh, 100%. And that's, that's something that I have in Trevor. That's something that he has in, our whole core.
When you look, a lot is being made of the three-headed monster that is the Riders' receiving core. Do you guys still compete with one another to get balls? And again, it looks like one big happy family, but you guys are all competitors, right?
Oh yeah, we're all competitors. We all obviously want to make plays, but at the end of the day, it's a team thing, and we come out here and we're going to celebrate each other's success no matter who it is.
You've got the Edmonton Elks preparing for a back-to-back. Does that easier or harder? Any different preparation?
It's always hard to, play a team twice, two back-to-back weeks, and we know we're going to get their best shot, then we're going to go out there and give ours. That's just something that's going to come down to the fundamentals, the execution, just going out there and having fun at the same time.
When you mention fundamentals, obviously you're going to go ahead and make some adjustments. Every team is going to do that week to week. Can you over-anticipate the adjustments that you might see from an opponent?
No, you got to go into the game. We had film last week from when we just played them. We got to go off, the film that's out there, and obviously you make the adjustments if needed when the game starts.
Finally, is this game got any more importance or magnitude than any other?
No, our goal is always to go 1-0. So, obviously that's the main goal this week, and to go out there and do it as a team and, make plays.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Extreme Hockey and Sport, 1425 McIntyre Street, the Cooperator Center, Moose Jaw Temple Garden Center, and online at extremehockey.net.
Riders injury report and game status for Saturday. Sam Emelis is questionable for the game. Zach Fry's week to week, so he's out. Nelson Lacombo is out. Aubrey Miller Jr. is available. Roland Milligan is out. AJ Ouellette obviously out. Ryder Varga available. Sounds like he's going to play his first game as a Rider. Dave Thomas asked him, how did you become a Rider?
Yeah, so Toronto let me go kind of around end of April, and then just agent talking to some teams, and obviously I'm like, well, that'd be nice if the Riders would call me, and then they did, and worked out a deal that was good for both sides, and couldn't be happier.
Week 9 of the league starts tonight. BC needs to win. We just heard Giulio Caravatta talk about that with third-string quarterback Caden Salter in Winnipeg, 6:30. The Lions have also placed running back James Butler on the injured reserve as well. Western Canadian Baseball League in Moose Jaw, two of the best going at it. 7:05. Medicine Hat's in town. Swift Current travels into Weyburn. Sports Ticker is for Extreme Hockey and Sport. Back to hockey time. They got the best trained staff, top brands, trusted performance. They got gear for every level and every budget. Expert advice you can trust. Go in there, see the new stuff from Bauer, CCM, all the companies that are community-focused under new management. McIntyre Street in Regina, the Cooperator Center, and Temple Garden Center in Moose Jaw. Extreme Hockey and Sport. Okay, it's that time of the week where we bring in Last Mountain Distillery, located in Lumsden, Saskatchewan, the original local distillery. We were Roof Ball before everyone else thought it was Roof Ball in this area. You guys were the distillery, Braden, before everyone thought that being a distillery is cool. You guys make some great stuff. Okay, what did you bring us today, sir?
I got to take on a creamsicle, or an adult creamsicle. So I got our local vanilla vodka.
Okay.
Mixed with some orange cream bubbly, and then topped off with a little bit of creamer.
What kind of creamer?
Just like a vanilla creamer.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like an orange float, creamsicle float. Obviously got the vanilla vodka in there. So.
Oh, buddy, that tastes exactly like a creamsicle with you can
and that's
do a little
with
bit
a bubbly.
of vodka.
So like if you want a little bit more sugar there, you could do it like with an orange crush or whatever. But that's just with a bubbly, so it's not as much sugar.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know if my wife is listening right now, but we're heading to the lake this weekend. So the orange bubbly, which you said, there's not a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
A vanilla creamer, the vanilla vodka.
Yeah, local vanilla vodka.
Oh, and some ice.
Yeah.
That is refreshing. What else is going on? Getting into a long weekend at the distillery, you want people to stop there because the selection's unreal.
Yeah, we have all sorts of different flavors out there that you might not be able to get at any other retailer. Whether it's something like this vanilla vodka, maybe the raspberry lemonade pouches that we got. We have a few left at the distillery. They're starting to sell out across the province. Things like that.
It's caught on because Crofty went and bought a Ninja.
Yeah.
Pouring those things into there and having a slushy.
Yeah, it's awesome. They went extremely well this summer, so keep an eye open. We're going to have a fall flavor coming as well.
Oh, really? Really? We had the gin the last time. You know, I love the gin out there. What's new on the whiskey front?
We have 2 new releases. One's a 3 grain, some more bourbon style. And then we have a 100% rye, so it's got that real nice spice to it.
Last Mountain Distillery in Lumsden, Saskatchewan. You can get their items at a lot of the stores too, but that's where they have the selection. And then this one is orange bubbly, vanilla creamer, and vanilla local vodka. Yeah. If you're not watching the stream, you're listening on the radio, it is good times right there. Thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me as always.
Right on. Visit them in Lumsden, Saskatchewan. Okay, are we ready to go? Let's go. Speaking right down the road, we're going to Brian Raymond from Flowing Springs Golf Course. Oh, that's a nice. Brian, you got to try one of these cocktails that Braden from Last Mountain just made me at some point. Oof, that's a nice. I could get some thinking done on the golf course with one of those. But let's talk the specials out there, Brian.
Well, it sounds really good, but we've got some great specials here. Monday and Wednesday, as I've mentioned numerous times, ladies and seniors are people who are over 60. Play for just $42. It's a great bargain. We do have a seniors rate other days, except weekends and holidays. And, of course, every day after 3 o'clock, it's only $40.25 to play the golf course. And after 6 o'clock, it's $22.50. We have that fantastic driving range. I was on it today. And, man, it's nice and green, you know. And we've got those targets and that huge grass tee. It's just awesome.
My neighbors, they're loving the fact that I told them to go to that driving range because now they're just getting into the game. So they love going out there. It's not, like you said, there's a lot of room. Targets. You can kind of do your thing and you're hitting off grass. The other thing, Brian, we bring up once in a while, that we're only into July, getting into August here, but a lot of people, if they want to book a corporate event or some sort of little tournament and all that, give you guys a call because you can accommodate. And we're golfing nowadays here with climate change and everything. We're golfing into October easy.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And you're right, we do a lot of those little corporate tournaments, customer appreciation events, that sort of thing. Absolutely. We've got a great facility to do that. We can feed you. We can do anything you want to do. We can do the special contest on the golf course. We can do that, all of that.
Right on. 7-day advance booking, and tell people how they can book and take advantage of the specials.
We do book 7 days in advance, so if you want to take advantage of our specials, give us a call at 306-543-5050, and you can book online at flowingspringsgolf.com.
Great stuff.
.com. Yeah, that's it.
Talk to you next week, Brian.
All right, have a great weekend. Go Riders.
There he is. Yeah, Brian Raymond from Flowing Springs. Okay, hour 3 of the show is coming up. We're going to have Glen Suitor, and we're also going to hear from DeMarcus Fields, among other things. It is the Sports Cage. I'm going to enjoy my last mountain cocktail here as we go to news.
We are 620 CKRM, a Harvard media station, broadcasting live from downtown Regina.
The news is brought to you by Crestview Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of Saskatchewan's biggest selection of Ram trucks and Jeeps. CrestviewChrysler.ca.
It's 5 o'clock. Good evening. Partly cloudy and 28 degrees in Regina. I'm Will Manzik from the SAS Today newsroom with 620 CKRM News. The second day of the Queen City X gets underway today, with gates having opened at noon at Regina's Real District. Many families are going to try to beat the heat, with temperatures in Regina expected to reach 29 today and into the 30s this weekend. Kat Betker, the director of signature events for Real, says there are plenty of options for families to avoid the warm weather.
You can head indoors where we've got some air conditioning, help cool down. We've got water fountains on the property. We're trying to keep everybody safe in this heat.
Tonight's grandstand acts are Helix and Quiet Riot. Kittyland, the Midway, and family attractions will also be open throughout the day. Serious and fatal collisions involving impaired driving have nearly doubled since 2016. RCMP say in 2025 they responded to 113 serious and fatal collisions involving impairment. In 2016, that number was 58. In total, last year, Mounties laid 1,650 charges for impaired driving and suspended an additional 2,270 licenses. Saskatchewan crops are continuing to develop quickly due to recent hot conditions, but some areas are seeing stress from limited moisture. Officials report crop conditions remain mostly good, with many winter and spring cereal crops in good to excellent shape. Rainfall was limited last week, with the highest amounts recorded near Colville, Calder, and Rabbit Lake. Haying continued despite humid conditions, with producers making progress on first cuts. Some farmers are now shifting focus towards harvest preparations and equipment maintenance. According to data released by Statistics Canada last week, Saskatchewan once again has the highest crime severity index in the country for 2025. However, experts warn against using these figures as complete measures of a community's safety. Criminologist Dr. Krista Glowatsky says these numbers are descriptive, but do not explain the reason behind the crime.
It isn't a complete measure of everything happening in a community because there's lots of different factors. So the CSI tells us something about crime. It doesn't tell us everything about safety, because safety and crime are two very different things as well.
Dr. Glowatsky says relying solely on the data provides an incomplete picture of what residents are actually experiencing on a daily basis. And fans heading to Regina Pats games this season will notice cheaper tickets. The hockey team announced a handful of reductions, including family zone tickets starting at $12.50 and weekday tickets starting at $12.25. The team says this is just the first phase of the Brant Sports and Entertainment's long-term vision for the Brant Center. That's 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sastoday.ca and 620ckrm.com. Weather is next.
And now your summer savings report for Crestview Chrysler in Regina. Current conditions include no-charge diesels on select Ram trucks, kicking off a powerful month of savings here in Regina, and adventure seekers can get into a brand new Jeep Cherokee with payments starting at just $279 bi-weekly plus tax. Forecast models are calling for heavy discounts, low finance rates, and serious trade values, all expected to continue throughout the entire month. This has been your summer savings report for Crestview Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Regina.
Weather for next-gen coatings, spray coatings for truck bed liners, rocker panels, and more. Same company, new name, 1865 McCarra Street, Regina. And Kevin's Marine. Make the most of summer with a boat or pontoon from Kevin's Marine in Fort Capel. kevinsmarine.com.
In your precision weather forecast tonight, clear, a northeast wind between 10 to 20 kilometers an hour, a low of 16. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a southeast wind between 15 to 25, a high of 30. Tomorrow night's low, 15. Saturday, sunny, a southeast wind between 15 to 25, a high of 33. Sunday, mostly sunny, breezy, a high of 30. Monday, partly sunny, isolated showers, a high of 22. Across the province at this hour, Saskatoon 27, Swift Current 29, Assiniboia 27, Broadview and Moosomin 26, Yorkton and Melville 26, Estevan 27, Weyburn 29. Right now in Moose Jaw, it's cloudy. There's an east wind of 5 kilometers an hour, and it's 28 degrees. In Regina, it's mostly cloudy. There's a northeast wind at 13 kilometers an hour, and it's 28 degrees. For more local news that matters to you, subscribe to the daily newsletter at sastoday.ca.
For over 40 years, you've known them as Regina's trusted vehicle protection specialists. Now they're introducing the next gen of coatings. New name, new level of protection. They're now next gen coatings. 3 generations of their family have served your family, and that hasn't changed. Same owners, same commitment, ready for the next gen of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards. The company hasn't changed, just the name. Next Gen Coatings, 1865 McCarra Street. The next gen starts now.
This is the year to own the boat of your dreams. At Kevin's Marine, discover legendary Lund boats, built for a lifetime of serious fishing and family fun. Stretch out and relax, or enjoy the day with family on a brand new pontoon from Bentley or Crest, or make a splash in a 4-wind sport boat, all powered by trusted Mercury 4-stroke motors. Right now, get manufacturer rebates, dealer discounts, and low payment financing. Make decking easy with Shoremaster aluminum docks and lifts. Visit Kevin's Marine in Fort Capel or kevinsmarine.com.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Access Communications, trusted in rural Saskatchewan for internet, TV, and home security. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Okay, welcome back. Sports Cage. Hour 3 for Access Communications, trusted in rural Saskatchewan for internet, TV, and home security. Coulson is with me this hour. We got Glen Suitor standing by. We are going to hear more from the Riders today and practice, and then Rob Vanstone from Hour 1 talking about the game this weekend and the game that already happened. And we are going to be joined by a member of the Regina Touch Football League. They got a really cool initiative coming up next week for free for people. I used to play in this league for a long time. I'm thinking about going out and getting and giving it a go, but I don't want to blow my Achilles. Paranoid about that. So we'll talk about that in this hour as well. Just quickly, the Prairie Land Rentals text line is always open, 936-6262. We got a message in. Now, I got to say, if you send it in, I got to say it. Saltcoats, never been there. Heard it's an unbelievable little place. Coming up August 8th at 8 p.m., the Daisy Chain and Fog Dog, the second annual Rockin' Diamond Days. Proud to present Daisy Chain and Fog Dog. Beer gardens, concessions, it's all part of a little senior men's provincial ball tournament. 7 and 9. Is that baseball? Senior men's provincial ball. Yeah, 7th, 8th, 9th. Oh, that'll be a good beer garden. How far Saltcoats from Regina? Can we get out there? Get in the mixer? Maybe a little watch some live music on a Saturday night in a beer garden. That's even better. You got the distance?
I'm trying. Hold on.
Is it under 100 kilometers? It's kind of in the area of Regina.
It is. It's over 100 kilometers.
Oh, is it?
It is 213. It's a 2.5-hour drive.
Which way? South?
East. Out past Melville.
I'll shut up now. I don't know what I'm talking. I thought I went by that place. Oh, out by Melville.
Yeah. Past Melville, past Yorkton.
In the Kenora area?
A little bit closer than Church Bridge.
Oh, yeah. I love that area. Good people out there. Good people. Andrew says, Helix and Quiet Ride at the Grandstand tonight. It's my kind of lineup. I saw Helix open for Regina's Kick-Axe at the Centennial Auditorium back in the day. When you call it Centennial Auditorium, you're speaking my language, Andrew, right there. And then who's playing? There's like some rock and roll tonight at the X in Regina. like a hair metal, like Glen Suitor kind of music. I got to get it here. Because last night it was Colin Ray and Billy Dean. That's me typing. Helix and Quiet Rides tonight here. And then, so Andrew, you said the grandstand in Saskatoon. So you're talking about here, they play in both cities. Helix, Quiet Ride. Not a big Helix and Quiet Ride guy, although Quiet Ride had a couple of good tunes. That's tonight. I went to so here's the other thing about the X last night. As I rolled around and I looked, and I think Netflix, and this isn't a slight on carnies, because they're hard workers. They got to work in the heat, and they go town to town, and they got laundry done, and what a pain. And it's all young kids for the most part, kind of finding their way, except for the guy in the DJ booth in the Himalaya. He looked like he'd been there a long time. The plexiglass, they needed to give him better plexiglass too. It looked like they got it from the old Twins Arena or the Gemini. You could barely see out of the thing, and the guy's trying to spin some tunes. Can we help a brother out? I look at the Zipper. Have you ever rode the Zipper, Colson?
No.
I look at the Zipper.
Stuck away from that one.
I look at the Himalaya. Some of the classics, even the Gravitron, which is now called Alien Abduction. And I'm like, they still have a place.
Mm-hmm.
There's still people lining up. They're still going, because some of the new ones they got this one that goes way up and hangs you upside down. I was like, wow, that is intense. Hopefully it was safety checked a number of times. And I'm just like, you know what? The Zipper and the Himalaya, the Gravitron, those are just the old ballparks.
Yep.
Those are the old arenas. That's the Brandt Center. Still good. You know, you go in there, you get it packed. It's still awesome.
Doing his job.
Like going to the game. Then you get to some of these fancier ones. Fancier rink. The new rinks. It's like, oh yeah, that's really nice. That's what the new rides. But I was like, nah, those old girls, those old guys still have a place. Let's go talk to Glen. Let's find out what he knows about the Himalaya.
Time now for press coverage with CFL and Saskatchewan Roughrider legend Glen Suitor on the Sports Cage. Brought to you by Freeze Tallman Lumber. Locally owned, family grown, rooted in our community for 70 years in Regina and Fort Capel.
You know that guy? You know that guy that stands and he waves them in? Do you want to go louder? Well, you got to scream if you want to go louder, Suits. Right? You know the drill.
I was just loving the on mic, this is me typing line.
Live radio, buddy.
Yeah, just outstanding. Just outstanding. Hang on a sec. This is just me typing. Okay.
Are you a Helix or a Quiet Riot guy?
No, actually, I was listening to your bands talking about that, and I thought, yeah, geez, I don't know those guys. For the last, 10 years, I've just fallen right into country, like Morgan Wallen and all the new people on the block, and then the Kenny Chesneys and the Tim McGraws and all of that.
Last night, too bad you weren't here. Because I would have taken you. We would have had a couple of thinking pops. And so it was Billy Dean and Colin Ray, 90s country. And they sounded on point. Lots of slow songs, but right in the feels. Ones that make you go back and you think. Oh, it was 90s. Yeah. Quiet Riot. Come on, Feel the Noise. It is a classic.
Oh, yes. Know the song. Know the song. Isn't it funny, Barney, when we get, we start to get a little older? I'm speaking more from my perspective than you're not as old as I am, but as we start to get a little bit older, you go from loving the jam to loving the words of the song. I don't know. I think as you start to have more life experience, and then the song hits you differently. It hits you with the actual words, the writing of it, what's the story. And that's probably one of the reasons I fell into country as much as I did. I mean, Garth Brooks got me there. Actually, the Eagles first, which was kind of the crossover between rock, a little bit of rock and country there, and then into Garth, and then away you go.
Like Brad Paisley, I'm going to miss her.
Oh.
The fishing song.
Love it. Love that song.
Okay, you and I can sit here and talk music all day. But let's get into some football. Let's go with tonight's game. I had Giulio Caravatta on about a half hour ago, and he's like, well, it's hard to say, but it's almost a must-win for BC. But you got a third-string quarterback. Your starting running back is out. They're in tough in Winnipeg, but anything can happen. It's football.
Yeah. This Caden Salter is an interesting guy. He's the guy who beat out Jarrett Daggy basically to win the number 3 spot in BC. And he's a Texas high school guy. So he's that Friday Night Lights, signs on the front porch kind of guy. And then of course went to Liberty. And one of the stats that jumped out for me when he ended up at Liberty, there was a couple other schools in there too. This transfer portal stuff is huge now, but in 23 at Liberty, he had 1,000 yards rushing as a quarterback. So almost 3,000 yards passing, but 1,000 yards rushing. You're getting up to 1,000 yards rushing in a college season or a high school season from the quarterback position. You're a Damon Allen type guy. Now, I'm not comparing Caden Salter to Damon Allen, but Salter, when I saw him in the preseason, and I saw him, just a small bit in the last game. He reminds me of a young Vernon Adams. Just the way he throws, got a bit of a live arm, kind of a gunslinger mentality, running around, making things happen with his legs, and can really run. Think about that. At Liberty, 1,000-yard season, so rushing the ball. So, I'm really interested to see him. Like I look at it and think, here's a chance, here's an opportunity, really have nothing to lose. And even if you don't, light it up, you're so young that you probably will get 2 or 3 more opportunities anyway. Chase Bryce, on the other hand, that's tough for him. It really is. Because if you're around for 3, 4, 5 years as a backup, then you get your chance, which is my concern for Trey Ford. Then you get your chance and you don't do well, then it becomes tough to stay on the roster.
Darnell Sankey fined. We talked about this. I think we both agreed it's football. Things are moving fast here. He's sly. Like, what did you expect there? I don't agree with that.
I don't either. And we're showing the play again. And, as soon as Chad Kelly becomes a runner like that, his protection completely changes. The rules don't protect him the same way they do if he was in the pocket. And even setting up behind the line of scrimmage again, like you can be in the pocket as a quarterback, then move out to the outside of the pocket one way or the other, and then line up again, plant your feet again, and you get that same protection as you would have in the pocket. Not when you take off and run and put the ball under your arm like that. Now you're basically a running back. You still can hook slide, and he did, but if you do it late and Sankey kind of rolls in there, then, it's just, I didn't think, and there's no track record for Sankey either, no precedent here. So I don't know. I think this should have been maybe a slap on the wrist and a reminder that if it happened again or was close like that, there might be a fine.
We'll get to Riders Elks in a moment here, but then the other one, Montreal at Ottawa. Calgary Hamilton is intriguing, right? We talked about VA a lot. What he does, hasn't thrown an interception this year. Hamilton right there with Trey Ford against Montreal, and then it doesn't work at the end. Calgary Hamilton, are you intrigued too? Is it in that one?
I am. For Trey Ford, this roller coaster has got to start getting boring for him. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to the X, you don't want a roller coaster that goes straight.
Yeah, no.
you want the big hills and the big downhills and all of that, and get excited. But for a quarterback, outside of him escaping and that whole escape act that he does, that's going to be dynamic. That's going to be exciting. But aside from that, a boring solid decision-making game is, I think, what Trey Ford needs to put together. Not just one, but 2 or 3 down the road. He needs to prove to his teammates, to the coaching staff, and the fans in Hamilton that he can develop into the guy. And I just, the roller coaster doesn't help him there. And I know it was basically just one play against Montreal, but it was one of those plays where you just went, ooh, what happened there?
Oh, yeah. No, we showed, we talked about it on Tuesday. It was like, oh boy. I called it a brain fart. Okay. Sasky in Edmonton, we might be 30,000, 31,000 in the facility. I don't even know if the concessions will be able to handle it for a football game because they haven't had that in a while. But hard to live up to Thursday night in a back-to-back, or I think we're all hoping that we can see an absolute classic, a shootout again.
I hope so. One of the best games of the last couple of years, I think, and it is difficult to repeat. It's difficult to win again, too. The team that loses in a back-to-back is so highly motivated, and the team that had won the first game is they're pros, so they're going to be right mentally, the Riders, but there's just something that clicks when you're the team that lost the first game of a back-to-back. And so there's just a little bit more motivation there, and that should help Saskatchewan go in there and, see if they can, even the score here. What you won't see are, you're showing them on the feed right now, I don't think you'll see the bus in the back end. So, those 80-yarders, those 75-yarders to Austin Mack, I'm pretty sure that the corrections will be made there for the Riders. And we're showing a couple of those big plays by Mack. 500 yards passing for Cody. Here's the thing about Edmonton, though, that I think we can just sort of say now. It doesn't mean they're going to win every game the rest of the way, but we can say that in their first 7 games, 6 of those wins, in their 6 wins, they've won 3 different ways. In their first 2 games, in their first 2 wins, they basically, it was Justin Rankin. Justin Rankin ran for almost 500 yards and running and receiving, almost 500 yards in 2 games to start the season. That's how they started 2-0. Then they won 3 games with outstanding defense. I want to say 7 or 8 sacks in 3 games, and the next 3 wins, and 8 interceptions late in those 3 wins. So their defense all of a sudden arrives, and then in the Rider game, Edmonton goes in there and says, the Lions showed people how to shut down Rankin. He's been under control. Playing against Trevor Harris, you're going to give up some points. He's playing that well, and he's a veteran. So the defense was having an okay night, but not the same as their games against Ottawa, BC that they won, and in Montreal, in Winnipeg. But what happened is Cody goes nuts, and he throws for 510 and 4 touchdowns. So take away the bus and take away the explosion plays, but you still have to handle Rankin and can't turn the ball over. Those kind of things we say all the time. I don't know. It's going to be hard to live up to that first one. I tell you that, Barney. I really know. It's going to be hard to live up to that. A walk-off 57-yard field goal. But every game's a journey, and these 2 are well-matched teams. 2 good quarterbacks.
I'm really curious to see, what are the Riders going to do defensively to try and disrupt Cody, try and get to Cody? The stunts, are they going to pretend that they're coming? They're not. Are they going to be sending guys maybe from half? I don't know. But then we got to remember Rankin, right? Which the key last week was, we got to stop Rankin, which we did, but then everything else. And then you open up, you got your ears pinned back, then you open yourself up to draw plays, to screen plays, and then maybe you get murdered that way. I'm very, very intrigued Riders defensively, what they do. And without AJ in the backfield for the Riders too, right? Which I like Conley back there. And what the Riders receivers can do. You know, I think Edmonton might be doing that. Oh, okay, we got one under the belt, but I don't know how we're going to how we're going to win this again, because these guys are putting up yards.
Yeah, let's see if we can cover Schaefer Baker for one. Mm-hmm. he's in the lineup. So yeah, I agree. That defensive discussion is an interesting one, because my thought when you have a game like they had against Edmonton, when they gave up 500 yards passing and all those explosion plays, defensively, I always like to think, when you're having trouble and struggling, simplify. Because the last thing you want in a game that happens so quick with a veteran quarterback like Cody is to be thinking. You don't want to be thinking and then overthinking and then trying to guess, and you get inside your own head, and then he's beating you in a lot of different ways. The simplifying of the defense is to basically run a lot of different blitz packages. Don't worry too much about disguise. You're not really going to fool Cody, I don't think, all that much, unless you hold that disguise, and sometimes that gets you in trouble. Mm. But to me, if you send more pressure, you've done what? You've simplified the back end, because now they're in man, basically. And you got the players that can do that. And then you're filling the gaps. So if they do run screen or run draw, first of all, someone's in charge of covering Justin Rankin. So they got to hug the line of scrimmage, move up and cover him. And then if they run them on a draw or something like that, you've got the gaps handled, because you're blitzing all the gaps. So I know it sounds real simple. Easy. Yeah. Exactly. It sounds simple, especially when you're way up in the broadcast booth.
Yeah. Well, you're like my wife when there's something to fix. She's like, well, you just do this and then cut this and then all that. And I'm like, I'm not fixer guy. I don't know. Okay, but we're getting up against it here. Yeah. What game are you doing? Quickly. Are you doing?
I am doing the rematch. I can't wait. Go to Edmonton tomorrow. Yes.
Right on. Good stuff. Yeah. Okay. I'm not in on Tuesday, but I will. I'll talk to you next Thursday, and we'll have some more fun. Thanks, Suits.
Yeah, and let me know if you want to do a recap on Monday. I'll be available.
What? No holiday. Problem. It's a holiday.
Oh, you're right. Right. Yeah.
Gee, I'll be suntanning.
Yeah.
I'll be getting some sun. See you, buddy.
Okay, man.
There's Glen Suitor press coverage for Fries Tallman Lumber in Regina and Fort Capel. Delivery available. More than a lumber yard, though. Siding, decking, roofing, windows, doors. They probably have it. They're local. Like I said, delivery available to the cottage or home in Fort Capel and Regina. Let's go to break. It's the Sports Cage on 620 CKRM.
Why juggle multiple providers when you can have one seamless experience? On the farm, acreage, or cottage, Access Communications has you covered with internet, TV, and security. One provider, one bill. One reliable rural home solution, backed by our great customer service. Get internet and Wi-Fi that hold up in tough weather, plus TV anywhere with Access Next TV. And security you can monitor from your phone. You can have it all with Access. Sign up today and save $20 per month when you combine services. Visit myaccess.ca.
Why test for asbestos? Because before 1990, asbestos was commonly used in more than 3,000 building materials and other products. Because when asbestos fibers become airborne, they get into the lungs and cause severe damage over time. Because asbestos exposure is the #1 cause of work-related deaths in Saskatchewan. Built before 1990? Test for asbestos. Start at worksafesask.ca.
Have you seen the patio at Pump Jack's Cathedral?
Seen it? I've practically moved in.
Do they at least charge you rent?
Only if I stop ordering food.
I don't blame you. Great food, daily food and drink specials.
30 beers on tap, including local favorites.
And there's no better place to catch the game with friends.
So what are we waiting for?
I'm waiting for this conversation to be over. Let's go.
On the corner of Albert and 13th, Pump Jack's Cathedral Saloon and Steakhouse. Come early, stay late. The place where friends meet.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Steelcraft Doors Regina, made in Western Canada for Western Canadians.
Riders game status and injury report coming out. Sam Emilus is questionable for the game on Saturday. Sounds like Ryder Varga will be making his Saskatchewan Roughrider debut. Varga on what it's like to put on a Rider jersey.
Yeah, it's like surreal. Like, you know, you always like think about it as a kid. Like I remember being at Old Mosaic, like watching games and stuff, and now just to like do it. Like you've always been here. Like I've played here as on the enemy team, and just being like, well, these guys are really loud. Like, you know, but it's really nice to have them on my side this time.
Week 9 starts tonight. BC, Winnipeg. Caden Salter will be the starter for BC as they try and win. They're also without James Butler as the running back. Western Canadian Baseball, Moose Jaw hosting Medicine Hat Swift Currents at Weyburn. It's for Steelcraft Doors in Regina, Saskatoon, and Prince Albert. Made in Western Canada for Western Canada, Steelcraft Doors. Coming up, we're going to talk touch football. If you want to get out there and play some touch football next week, you're going to want to stay tuned. And then Rob Vanstone back talking CFL football after this.
If you've got a Steelcraft garage door, you've got a door with parts manufactured and assembled right here in Canada. A door with better insulation and seal, plus a warranty you're probably never going to use. Combined with a LiftMaster opener, it's the right choice. And if you don't have a Steelcraft garage door, you should get one. And a LiftMaster opener. 100% made by Canadians for Canadians. Steady, tariff-free pricing and great quality, no matter what.
Steelcraft Door, Steelcraft Door, Steelcraft Door. We offer more.
Get it hot and get it fast. Western Pizza.
Western Pizza is more than just pizza, and we don't mean ribs and pasta. But for the record, you can get that there too. No, Western Pizza is the perfect partner for every occasion. From late nights polishing papers to parties full of people passing it around while conversation peaks. It's premium leftovers. It's what you pick up for a picnic on a pristine summer day. And of course, it always pleases the palate. Dine in or take out today.
And get it hot and get it fast. Western Pizza.
Why juggle multiple providers when you can have one seamless experience? On the farm, acreage, or cottage, Access Communications has you covered with internet, TV, and security. One provider, one bill. One reliable rural home solution. Backed by our great customer service. Get internet and Wi-Fi that hold up in tough weather. Plus TV anywhere with Access Next TV. And security you can monitor from your phone. You can have it all with Access. Sign up today and save $20 per month when you combine services. Visit myaccess.ca.
They could have just called it a flooring store.
Yeah, but that doesn't really cover it.
Carpet, hardwood, laminate.
Outdoor flooring, artificial turf, rubber athletic flooring.
Hey, that's more than a store.
Exactly. That's a superstore.
So whether it's your living room, your garage, your gym, or your backyard,
think bigger, think super. I think you've got it now.
Flooring Superstore. Quality floor. Over 20 years serving Regina and area. FlooringSuperstoreRegina.ca.
Text CKRM 306-936-6262. Powered by Prairie Land Rentals. From power tools to skid steers, they probably have what you need for your job. 600 Albert Street, where you deal with the owner. Welcome back to Sportscage. Check out our podcast powered by Freeze Tolman. Available anytime, anywhere at 620ckrm.com and sportscage.com.
You know, we absolutely love the local sports here on the Sports Cage. If you ever have anything that you think you want to get out there to people, let us know. Send us an email or text it in 936-6262. Just like this, the Regina Touch Football League. We got a little bit of information on them. Okay, Nancy Lamb joining us from the Regina Touch Football League, Adult Touch Football League. I played in this league for a lot of years. So much fun. Nancy, something interesting coming up that you guys want people to register for. If people want to get out, run around, play some touch football, which is super fun, like I said, you guys are having a mid-season tournament.
We are indeed. Next Wednesday and Thursday evening from 6 to 9. Open up from males age 15 and up. And, you can register. You can just go to our website, just Google Regina Touch Football, or go onto our Instagram or Facebook, and the registration link will be there. No experience necessary. You can come out with a friend if you want. All you need is a pair of runners or cleats and willingness to come out and run around.
That sounds great. So you guys are having a draft, and then people are kind of going to be put on teams. Will people that are playing in the league also go into this, or is this just for new people?
No, there are definitely people that are in the league, so we're going to do a mix and match of brand new people with experience. You can come out and pick a position, so like if you know that you want to rush or you want to play quarterback, you can put that down, and then we'll mix and match everybody up to kind of even out the teams and see how it goes.
And the one thing that you mentioned it, and I saw, like for a father and son, let's say, for me, because a 15-year-old, let's get the dads and the sons out there.
Absolutely. That's the fun part. I play in the league in the women's division and play with my two daughters, and it's a blast. So, and then you can have some bragging rights, see who's better, the dad or the son.
That's exactly it. For people that might not know a lot about the Regina Adult Touch Football League, it's been around for a long time. Flag has grown. There's no doubt about that. Flag is big. A lot of players play in both leagues. The thing that a lot of people love about the Touch League is you guys play on the regular size field.
Absolutely. It's basically like CFL rules, but no tackling. So we have punting, we have kickoffs. It's 3 downs to make 10 yards, that kind of thing. So it's a full-size field that we play on. And so if you have any experience with tackle, want to work on your skills for tackle or flag too, it's a great place to do that without actually having to worry about being tackled and playing with full equipment.
If let's say there's a group of guys or maybe even girls that they want to play, but they haven't, been in the league from the start this season. Is there a chance to join the league as a team for the second half?
There sure is. We are starting the men's second session in the middle of August. Women's are going already, but we can add teams in for sure. Even if you have maybe 3 or 4 people that want to come in, we can put you on a team, that kind of thing. And we go until the end of September, beginning of October. So there's definitely opportunities. We're also going to start up our co-ed division middle of August. So if maybe a husband and wife want to play, or father and daughter, more opportunities for that as well.
That is great. Okay, but for the tournament coming up next Wednesday and Thursday, you want people to go to Regina, the website, and register before when? Before Sunday night?
Sunday night would be awesome. We're going to do the draft on Monday, so it'd be good to know numbers for that. So, kind of deadline Sunday night. But if there is some stragglers, we can definitely still fit them in on teams. Great idea. Nancy, thanks so much for doing this, and hope it goes well. All right, thank you very much.
If you go to Google, just search Regina Touch Football. It comes up. Great website. And I'm telling you, I played in this league for a long time. It is so much fun. Makes me think maybe at 15 years old, maybe get the boy and some of his friends together, maybe put in a team for the second half of the season. I don't know. The injury thing, we talk about that all the time on the show. That kind of scares me. No, but it's great. It's a lot of fun, and then it goes like Nancy said. The league goes into September and even early October, where it's great football weather under the lights, the nice nights, kind of cooler nights, and you're out there playing some football. It's a lot of fun. The Regina Touch Football League, and go find out. Cool little tournament coming up next week, August 5th and 6th for anybody. And it's free. Of charge. It is the Sports Cage. We're on the home of local sports in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM, also streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
You know what's overrated? Friends. You don't need a buddy to enjoy a buy one burrito, get the second half price deal. It means dinner today and lunch tomorrow. It's called Burrito Morrow Planning, and we fully support it. Or eat both now. We don't judge. Happy Burritoville Thursday, everyone. In store and on the